dice a lot, so... And it's not even like people can actually see it as tiny as it is on the actual Twitch
so
stream.
fucking little.
It's so tiny that there's no point whatsoever. But, you know...
to make you feel better.
But I mean, like...
It's a comforting sound, and he's trying dice.
As we fucking die.
Also need some dice crunch in these trying
some
times.
crunch.
We had the dispel dice.
Anyway, yeah, I swapped
God,
over.
if only, you know?
I swapped
This
over.
fucking campaign's gonna be over by the time we get those dice.
It's
That's
been a
yeah.
year.
They're supposed to come in November.
I got dice for choir.
November, that's a whole month from now.
Well, hey, choir's coming back, right?
Maybe.
If we survive.
Hey,
We
maybe
get there.
just
If we
no
survive.
space,
If we
you
fucking
can't
survive.
play.
I'm just saying that's how long it's been.
Hey, if my path to the grave still worked as the way as it should work, we would definitely make it.
Taylor's gonna fucking hate choir because he's gonna be like, "You should be dead, bitch." Hello.
Hello.
Taylor
And then
should
Choir's
also
gonna
be
say,
dead, but he's not.
You
so-
should also be dead.
Yeah, Taylor's not gonna question it.
Well, Julian, if onlys and butts were candies and nuts, then every day would be Christmas.
What the fuck did you just say?
We accidentally found out that Tewa's path to the grave works
Sucks
very
now.
differently. Yeah, it sucks. It's not for the
Gonna
whole.
fucking die.
It works for one attack.
The next attack.
The next
Average.
attack.
Stupid.
You mean to tell me we should have been
absolutely
dead a
fail.
long time ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why.
Who's gonna die tonight?
So donate in the chat to make
I'll
Path to
die
the
again,
Grave
don't
work the
worry,
way that
guys.
it should.
I don't think anybody's
Yeah.
even watching right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and.
I am.
Can we?
What?
Yeah.
Well, whoever saved the team is, you're my new best friend.
Jesus Christ. Alright, fine, make this stupid ability work. Fine, I don't care anymore.
Let's go.
It's so busted though. It really is.
It is. It's busted as hell.
Hey everybody,
Jesus.
it's time for On Gilded Tides, where we spend 15 minutes talking about our feelings, cracking dice, and getting life-saving donations, which is super awesome. I'm gonna keep doing this until Michael interrupts me.
Ew, I hate that noise. I didn't sign up for ASMR.
I did.
Am I meant to?
Yes, you're meant to interrupt.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Make him stop.
Jesse, stop scriggling all those dice all up around. It's
Jesse,
time for
You should
game.
roll your special d20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here's my special D20. I can roll it right now. I got a 27.
That's great. 30-sided D20. Fucking fancy that. Hey, my name is Michael. This is On Gilded Tides, a 5th edition pirate adventure in which I plunder the lives of my player characters. So that's why it's still pirate related.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you saw my tweet.
No, I didn't, but I assumed that it said something about how I'm not running a pirate game anymore. But anyway,
Just one more episode, then we go back to pirates.
more episode, we go back to pirates. It's all going to be great. Well,
Fun.
we'll see how long this
It's gonna
one
be
takes.
fantastic.
Yeah. When last we met,
Things
I'll fucking let you idiots tell me what happened last time,
We
because
met
Var
the-
needs to know.
We met the cutest king in the world, and we saved him, and that's all that
I
matters.
fucking love him. Okay.
He's my
yeah.
favorite.
His wife was like, I'm gonna put him in a tower because he's crazy. He was actually being wronged by the star or whatever that was like, hee, I'm the moon. What the fuck are we laughing at?
We just got donated another $50.
You gotta be
Not on
shitting
my
me.
watch.
Not on my watch. I thought, Taylor, you were saying, how dare we get that extra money?
I want whoever's donating to save your
rest in
money,
peace,
please.
Giz.
I swear to God, Gizmo, keep that money. I'm gonna cry on stream. Anyways, she was like, I'm
I
gonna put
think
him in a
Gizmo fucked up
tower.
and donated twice on accident.
We can
Oh.
refund the money. It's no problem.
It's fine. So, yeah, the first one is a good interference, and the second one's a bad one. That's okay.
I think the
And that
interference
cancels
was-
it out and it means nothing.
The
It means
interference
something
was
will
actually me losing my train of thought. Thank you
As long as
guys.
my path to the
Sorry.
grave works, I don't care.
Jesus Christ. Talking about how the star was being a little so random with the King's Noodle.
Yeah, the star was
Yeah.
like, ooh.
And then we fought a
Okay.
Bloodborne boss.
Yeah, we really did fight. It was this angel bitch. Yeah, fuck them. I was right though.
It was cool looking,
Anyways.
though.
First time I've been right about something.
About tactics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to kill all the babies in one round.
Just to keep the babies from spawning for a full round. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys handled that fight. That was nothing like the Green Knight.
And then
Yeah.
we killed that, and the king had like this whole freak out moment, and we were like, okay, it's okay, and we shushed him like a horse, and we were like, okay, let's go now. And then when on our way out, the Green Knight was like, I'm actually not dead, and your vial, hand it over. And we said, hold on a second. And basically, we stalled long enough that the king could use, what was it, major restoration or something?
It was remove curse.
Remove curse.
Yeah, we had to do remove curse.
Remove curse on the Green Knight to restore him back to his Lord of the Hunt state.
But instead,
However,
we
the
decided
king
to pull,
died.
But we decided to pull a revivify anyway.
Yes. The king is back, and the queen was like, oh, you
Oh.
really shouldn't have.
You should have stole the king then.
It was really funny though because she told us to go make him happy, release him from his pain, kind of thing.
Comfort him in his dying moment.
Yeah,
And we're
comfort
like,
him in
"Bitch."
his time of
You
need.
should
Like
have stole him.
she was like basically
And
telling us
just pretended that
to kill him, and then when we come back with this motherfucker alive, we're like, look, we figured that the best comfort was to return home. And she was just like, I want to hurt
June and
you.
Oro should have just married him as well. That's what we should
Yeah.
have done.
We're just like,
You
well,
should've
this is ours
taken
now.
We've now adopted you, and you're also our husband, so that's fine.
Anyways, we made good with the queen. Not really, kind of. And the king was like, Heidi ho, guess it's time for me to be a king
And
again.
then he gave
And we
all
were like,
of those people
"Hi-ya."
really cool items and Ollie's
did.
body.
And yeah,
The greatest
I was like,
treasure of all,
ooh,
the
a
things we
sword.
killed along the way.
I forgot what
And
I got.
Ollie's body.
Oro got a cool ass spell stick.
I got a fire sword.
And you got
Alright.
gauntlets that do lightning.
Oh yeah,
That's the one.
That's why my spell thing is up. So I was like, why do I have spells?
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what happened. And then the queen said, I think you should be going now. Snap, and you woke up in the spring court.
You
Face
vibe
down
checked
in the
us.
dirt.
Face down in the flowers. And then we'll fucking scribble around about that a little bit later. So yeah, that Taylor, did you bring enough for the rest of the class?
Wait, what?
Anyway.
What does Taylor have?
I'm looking
He
at whale
hiccuped.
migration.
Oh,
Oh, great. Anyway, yeah, that's where we left off. Hey, everybody actually contributed, so all of you take a point of inspiration.
You're being very
Woo!
generous, and I'm afraid.
How
We're gonna
generous
die.
of you.
Naked and afraid.
hey, hey, Michael, I have this thing called Blessing of the Raven Queen. That means I can't die, right? From her. That
No,
means
honey,
that means she can't hurt me, right?
No, that means you can teleport 30 feet away from her if you desperately need to.
Does that mean I get inspiration point? 'Cause
Hey,
I
what's
mentioned
what's,
one thing.
Yes, I said that.
What's divine sense?
Divine.
Sense the vibe.
Fae, infernal, and something.
You
isn't
can
it?
sense.
Undead.
It's like Tewa's undead eyes. You can tell if one of those
Undead eyes.
motherfuckers are about.
Oh, probably
Sense
my
the
my
undead.
my called creatures.
Oh, it's your hunter's intuition, or whatever the fuck.
there's
You're
no
like a
drow.
ranger or
There's
something.
no drow or dwarfs here, so
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
His name's Noel.
Yeah, so if you want to kill Noel, now's the time.
No.
Anyway,
this is Noel dice.
Noel's not
I'm
allowed to die.
still waiting for
Let's
see how he
Noel's
rolls.
companion.
That's Noel. That's
All right,
Tewa.
wait. You gotta roll Noel. See how he
And
rolls.
there we go. See, it's
Roll
all...
Noel.
Okay.
Make Michael happy.
Okay.
roll them. Let's see.
13.
That's a very lucky number, you know. Anyway,
That's without modifiers.
right? He's got a 0 modifier in most things, mental at least. The blighted heaths of the Shadowfell stretch endlessly toward all bleak horizons, occasionally speckled with withered brush or the remnants of a scarce trodden roadway. The unending night is oddly tranquil. Little sound can be heard, save for the gentle rustling of a slight and stale breeze or the call of a distant raven. In the last several days since the defeat of the Mist Maw, you all have made your way toward the Fortress of Memories though the journey has stretched on far longer than it should, almost as if the Shadowfell itself was stretching the landscape ahead of you to forestall your impending arrival. Kaun's departure toward Gloomrot brought the promise of additional aid against the forces of Doxtiarna. There is a cat.
There's
There's
two cats.
a couple cats. What
There's
the
two
fuck?
Cats. Oh my god, this is Gerald's stream.
Jesus Christ. Oh, there's 3 cats. Damn.
Cool, I don't have a black cat to show. It's okay.
Oh.
If we were doing this game tomorrow, I'd have a cat to show too.
Yay.
If you all survive, I'll tell you what her name is.
I know.
Wow.
Anyway.
You told Taylor?
Why do you tell Taylor things and not us?
What? Because he asked.
I was having a bad day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was having a bad day and he happened to ask just at the moment when we finalized it. And I just didn't mention it. Because I'm afraid to announce or mention things before it's sitting in my lap. Like, before it's literally happened.
That's fair.
Anyway, Kaun's departure toward Gloomrot brings the promise of additional aid against the forces of Doxtiarna, though that will not help at the Raven Queen's fortress.
He can't
As
be
you all-
bothered.
Right, well, he's not going to get there in time.
Unless he flew.
With all of his army. As you all approach the black spires of the sprawling construction, your sense of foreboding only deepens. What can you truly expect to be waiting for you in those vaulted halls?
Hopefully hallways and nothing else.
Yeah, and what traps has the Whispering Walker prepared for your arrival? Tell you what, for you, this walk is oddly nostalgic, as it is the road you walked 100 times before when you paid penance to the Queen. Though you make this pilgrimage again, it's hard not for everyone else to think it may be the last.
Mm-hmm.
So, what sort of reception are we to expect when we arrive? I'd imagine Her Majesty will be quite glad to see a friendly face.
I don't think, based on what's happened to her, I've never actually been inside the walls.
Ah, perfect. Lovely surprises.
Well, there's first time for everything.
What do you mean you've never been inside the walls?
I've never been inside the Tower of Memory. It's
Has
usually,
anyone
yes,
other than her?
spirits, those who are rude enough to go in uninvited.
What happens to those people who are rude enough
Are we
to
the
go?
rude ones?
Just wondering.
According to Akama, yes.
Well, we don't like him anyway, so.
Yes.
Does Tewa? I mean, Tewa knows about people who are usually chained and trapped there and stuff like that, right?
I mean, yeah, like enemies of death
Yeah.
are, it is her fortress, though it's hard to say what exactly it entails. Like there are stories of people being captured and imprisoned there.
Yeah, it's not exactly the topic of pillow talk that they would have, so I don't think they talk about that. But he will say,
Typically, those who are enemies of death find themselves forever chained there.
What is an enemy of death anyway? You'd imagine everybody is an enemy of death if they don't want to die.
No, I would think things that are more unnatural, like necromancers.
his head barely kind of tips off into the direction of Keaton, but he doesn't linger for too long.
Champions of undeath, then, I suppose.
I suppose that's one way of putting it.
So if you're a cleric of hers and you heal people, are you not forestalling demise?
Everything dies eventually. As if you decided to take something and twist it. Like
Well, you won't die.
I will die. Just not in the way that you expect.
That's just Noelle's brain going on right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't know what he wants from me.
Eventually, as you are kind of walking, Noelle continues feebly to try to lighten the mood. which hangs heavily in the air. And eventually...
Considering that we're going on a trip to possibly die,
Yeah.
I don't think anything's gonna
After
work.
our previous trip to die.
Yeah, you've been through worse.
You all signed up for this.
Yeah. Explicitly. You wrote your name in Tewa's black book.
Tewa has a little black book.
Tewa said that none of you guys had to go.
Eventually, you all come across a massive gnarled tree at the entrance to a wrought iron gate. The tree stands stooped, hunched over from decades of old growth, its branches weighed down by hanging bodies, each centuries old. Are they a warning, an offering, a landmark? It's hard to say. Though some small details at the base of the tree catch your eye. Beneath the wet ash and rotten leaves at the base of the oak is a small folded mat, made of what appears to be a child's blanket. Placed upon the knotted root directly in front are several burnt down candles, now mere stubs of wax on the damp wood. Strung up on the lower hanging branches and the iron gate are strands of thread, mostly blown down or worn away. Though some of the mostly intact threads feature small bits and baubles tied to them, a bead, small bits of fine cloth, and dozens upon dozens of feathers.
I know you probably don't mean this, Michael, because you weren't around when the death tree was a thing, but
Everyone's scared of trees. In our group.
trees are bad omens in our
Especially
games.
trees that are like bloody.
I know. Can I assume that this is my tree?
This is your tree, yes.
Okay, that's what I assumed.
That's your child's blanket
it's
that
my,
you kneeled on.
It's my baby blanket.
Yes.
It's the one good thing my mom ever gave to me, and I gave it to her instead.
It's your banky, yes.
I think Tewa kind of senses it's the space in his blind sight. He kind of like, his lips kind of quirk ever so slightly, and he kind of goes over to it without thinking, and he very quickly starts pulling one of the feathers from his hair.
This is my altar for her. I've come.
Some altar.
It's a little bit more elaborate than the little tiny things that you make.
I've done it since I was, well, very small.
He doesn't seem to care about the comment about it doesn't look good. He just kind of just goes over and he grabs like maybe like a bit of thread that's still left, and he kind of ties the feather on there. It's probably not black compared to everything else. It's probably one of Zion's feathers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Tawny.
doesn't matter.
Does that take into account the several hanging bodies?
No, those are always there.
Okay.
Maybe not.
And his head kind of like tips ever so slightly to like the left.
Maybe not that one. That one seems new.
Yeah, roll me a history, perception, investigation, medicine.
Perception.
Awful.
22.
Hey, you're fucking right. There is a new one. The one that's new, and by new, I mean that's it. You know, new could mean anything when these things are centuries old.
Mm.
But new in this case means within the last few months, maybe. And what it is, what everybody else can see is sort of the mangled body of some kind of undead creature. Probably a wight or something like that, hanging from its neck from the tree.
So why are things put on the tree?
What did you say?
I honestly didn't hear. I heard you say wired.
So why are things hung from the tree? Exactly.
YR.
Wire.
The effigies.
It's the accent.
The effigies. So that
Yeah.
the undead
Yeah.
get the proper message.
Kind of like he kneels down, like where the fucking blanket is, and it's like, it's stupid because he's so much bigger than the blanket now.
Mm-hmm. As you kneel on the blanket, you just hear like a... as your like knee kind of depresses a few inches into the muck.
Oh, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Gross.
Grossing out the whole party. Yay.
So, are you going to pray?
I think so. Just briefly.
Let's wander on up to the Iron Gate.
I would say just keep an eye out because this might be one of those like fucking Dark Souls like campfires and like something's gonna happen around us.
Yeah.
The campfire's the safe zone.
Yeah, until after you pray and it resets all the monsters.
That's true. Yeah, you finish praying and you see the mist maul walking around again.
We're like, damn it!
Shit.
Where's that fortress? That pocket fortress.
Ah.
But no, he won't take long praying. He kind of does like a brief sit, and it's probably something along the lines of
Hail Nera, full of grace, that sort of thing.
sure. No,
I
it's
hate you.
it's more like I promise I'd save you, and I'm here, so I'm going to keep my word. And then he'll stand back up, dust off his mucky knee, and
Already, Noelle is kind of examining the wrought iron of the gate, which is like chained shut and always has been. But it's also kind of like it's not maintained. It's been here for.
Oh, Keaton can pass right through that.
Cool. Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, Noelle is just kind of like rattling the chain, and then Keaton just like through
like
the gate.
Jello. Can't you do that to the
Yeah.
lock and open it?
Well, kind of, but not really.
Right, like it doesn't help that you're on the other side. It's still fucking locked.
You can loop your little jelly arm around.
I could use my. Is there like an actual lock to it?
Yeah, it's like a straight up padlock.
Cool. If it's a straight up. Jesus Christ, cat! It's coming after my shirt strings. Oh god. I can do sleight of hand, and use my thieves' tools.
There you go. Give it a try.
So what would my thieves' tools add to that?
It's just a sleight of hand. You have thieves' tools, therefore you get that bonus proficiency.
Oh, it's a 19.
19. Yeah, 19. Yeah,
Let's click to Spanish.
you wiggle around in there with the thieves' tools, and very easily you're able to pop the lock. Which, like, as you pop the mechanism, the entire body of the lock falls from like the metal bit. It has like completely rusted through as the chain just kind of snakes to the ground. Noelle just kind of looks at it as you've kind of reached through from behind and started fucking with it. Just goes, well, that's one way to do it. He creaks the gate open.
Could you not do that a little bit quieter?
Maybe if you do it faster, it'll be over
Right,
soon.
would you like me to try it again, or can we just walk through the damn gate?
Taylor's already walking through it.
I mean, you could try it again.
I mean,
No.
if there were people who are aware of us coming, they know now.
Tewa walks through the gate, and he opens the other one a lot, like, faster. It's even louder.
Even louder.
I'm sure that the moment that we stepped forth into Shadowfell, they were probably already aware that we were here.
What is this place called again?
Tower of Memory.
Tower of what now?
Memory.
That is right?
It's the Fortress of Memories, but yes.
Okay.
It's the same shit.
Every building has a reason for its name.
It's Castle Oblivion, okay?
Shut up.
This is Kingdom Hearts.
Whoever is not Tewa who would be interested in, or, I mean, Tewa, you wouldn't need to, is what I'm saying. You can roll religion to know why it's got this name. This sort of
Ew, what's that?
religion or history.
Jellies don't
Okay.
believe in religion.
Jelly was made by a
Okay.
I
weird-
roll Tewa dice for Tewa religion.
Yes.
I got a 21.
I got a
on my
10.
first
Oh no.
Cool.
10 plus what?
Ken's just thinking, there might be a reason for that name.
Yeah, Zion, however, you know the reason. Maybe it's something you've picked up from speaking to Tewa, or maybe, I don't know,
Books.
she's a bird, you're a bird, who knows. Anyway.
You're an owl, you read
I know the-
books.
I know the bird lore.
You're wise.
You know all bird lore.
I love birds.
It's called the Fortress of Memories, because that's what she collects there.
I love Chain of Memories. That's my favorite.
Oh my
I
god,
love
wait, no,
Kingdom
this
Hearts.
is now Harry Potter.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh boy.
This is actual goddamn canonical D&D lore from before Harry Potter.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, the Raven Queen is obsessed with memory, traditionally, because she has no memory herself. Like Raum explained why that is. That he had her name stricken from the cosmic history books, basically, including from herself. Even she is not aware of what she was before she ascended to the Raven Queen to become a god. As such, she finds memory fascinating, so she will send her followers out to find trinkets and baubles from places that have like raw emotion, things worth remembering. And that can be big things or small things, but every memory she collects, well, you know, there are a million rumors as to why she must do what she does. But hey, think of it like a magpie. That's just something interesting to her. It's an obsession. And that's what she fills her tower with. And as you kind of walk through the gates, you can see what appear to be the scattered remnants of a small dusky village surrounding the castle. The village, Tewa, is nameless and has been uninhabited as far as anyone can remember. As you're walking through, you can see these kind of silhouetted shapes meandering, lost in the fog. Par for the course as far as Shadowfell travel has been for you. What do you guys want to do?
It looks like this place hasn't been inhabited in years.
Centuries.
Millennia.
Quite dusty.
Millennia?
Yes. She's been
Was it
here.
ever inhabited?
It must have at one point.
Was it inhabited when you were here?
No.
Well, he wasn't here millennia ago. Were you? How long was it since you know?
Not that long. 20 years.
20 years since you died?
Yes.
Roll me a history check or something to if you want to know about like why such a village would be here. Jesse, what's your question?
Does that make Tewa older than me?
Yes. I think he's older than Noel too, technically.
Because I'm older than both of us.
27.
But no wiser, eh, Nim? Smack. 27.
I'm not interested necessarily in that part, but maybe if there's any evidence of like weapons.
Okay, yeah. So
Magical
go ahead
items,
and
perhaps?
so if
Magical
you're
item.
Well, if you're looking for shit, Jesse, you can roll either investigation or perception. Keaton, and Zion to an extent, because of your minor
Earlier
knowledge, mayor in a town. But
20.
Keaton, you would know.
What?
Typically, castles or massive fortresses do have a town surrounding them because a place like that requires staff, and if it is a place of religious significance, it requires a place for the followers to stay. That sort of a thing. This village would have been peopled by followers, clerics, clergy, devotees to the Raven Queen. Though, of course, Tewa, you are certain it has been
A hot minute.
it has been a hot couple hundred years.
Mhm.
Nim, what did you roll?
21.
21. Yeah, as you're kind of poking around, you don't really see evidence of like discarded weapons. There's no like there wasn't a great battle here at any point. In
Lame.
fact, it seems it's kind of lame. But that's the thing. It seems kind of lame. It seems just like a small like if it was not perpetually fucking night, this might be a nice little old place. But something else that you see with your 21, as you're kind of like scanning the area, you can see, like I said, those kind of silhouetted shapes scriddling and cadoodling around. You can see other shapes in the mist moving with more purpose, it seems. Not necessarily coming toward you. You can just see somebody's here.
Nim is the dumbass and gonna go follow.
Are those his servants or?
Yeah, as you literally say that, Nim, you kind of begin to scout ahead, and the closer you get, as you're kind of approaching what would be like town square, you can see people walking around wearing, it looks like robes, humanoid figures.
Spirits, right? Spirits?
Are they the ones that go get the memories, or?
Or are they the memories?
You know, that's a good question.
Could both be possible, given that this town was for the tower.
Yeah, I think Taylor will kind of like wander briefly over to where Nim is and kind of like try to suss out things. First of all, do I sense any undead?
Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of the issue with the Fey or with the Shadowfell is you get a hint of undead in every breath you take, but
I'll be watching you.
These figures in front of you are not undead,
Mm-hmm.
so they're not spirits.
Now they're walking.
Hey, then what are they?
I don't know. I've never been inside the gates before.
You said that no one's been here for hundreds of years. They must have been recent. Are they the ones who hung up that body?
20.
Someone had to.
In the last 20 years, there could have been a bunch of people.
My lady hasn't been of her right mind. It's quite possible that she's being used to manipulate others. That might be why there's others here. And why there's such a naughty cat.
Manipulated people to come here, worship her, and then turn them into spirits?
They're not spirits. They're walking.
Yes, but they're clearly
But then-
not.
What are they?
I'm a touch one. Or, like, Nim is the type that's like, they're clearly not solid people.
Yeah.
And, like,
You-
do a
you,
hand wavy.
Well, yeah, Nim,
Smacks
as
them in the chest.
at this point, they are all stunned, kind of still slightly in the distance. I almost imagine you all kind of like crouched behind the well or like the fountain, looking around, seeing what's happening. But Nim, as you move
It
forward,
informs into the fountain.
yeah,
Taylor's
Um,
by the fountain.
yeah, Nim, as you move forward towards them, this figure kind of turns their head and sees you and is like, oh, like shocked for a like incredibly surprised to see somebody here. It's a Shadar Kai. It's a living shadow.
Oh,
Oh.
It is people.
Oh, they are people.
I thought this place wasn't. That's British. I thought this place wasn't supposed to be populated.
Hello there. Friend,
Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing here?
we are
Here to liberate our lady.
here.
The moment that Tewa speaks up, this figure kind of like quirks their head, confused,
Wait, are these the fucking Shadow Kai from the Underdark?
as more of them
They
walking
made their way
about
back.
kind of converge into the area, and one steps forward and says, Tewa, I didn't think we'd see you again. As yes, you recognize the elves of House Duskrin from Menza Baranzan.
They did it!
They did it.
They did it.
Ah, wow.
It's so pleasing to see that they're fine.
Yeah.
Are they though? Are
don't-
we?
I mean,
don't know.
I thought that they were traveling with us, but it's cool that they're here too.
They were, and then they
Remember,
dipped, and then they...
a good chunk of the people dipped.
Yeah. I think Taylor will kind of turn halfway, and then he'll kind of give like the barest hint of a smile, and he'll say,
I suppose that we should have gone with you then, considering that you got here so much faster.
How did y'all get here?
Yes, we found our way here through House Duskren. We had many legends, as you know, orally passed down. There were legends of an old portal of Dusklord Degas. We made our way to it. I admit we weren't sure of what to make of everything that you had said to us. We wanted to learn for ourselves. I'm sorry that we abandoned you.
I'm glad
But
that
we
you
didn't know if we could trust you for sure.
Did you find the truth that you were looking for?
We did.
He'll nod.
If I remember correctly, you weren't very pro Raven Queen.
None of those that followed Degas were. But with what you told us, and with what we found here,
With that shudder in your breath, what did you find out?
follow. As he will take you into walk this way, and now he will take you into a small chapel. It looks like just off of the sort of main square area that appears to be just like everything else, unattended for millennia.
How long have you been here?
It has been but a few months since we arrived. We made our way in, discovered what we could, and then decided that it was time for her ladyship to have stewards again.
She will appreciate that.
A few
Once
months.
she's free of its influence.
Yes. We have learned much since we arrived. Everything that you said was true for the most part.
There are amendments.
And we can hard cut to Tewa explaining everything that Count talked about.
Yeah, and they will say that they made their way back to the city of Duskren itself as well, and learned much about not as much as you learned, but learned much about the fact that the Dusk Lord is not what they thought, etc., etc. Something is off. That's why they ventured to the fortress itself.
Something feels off, and I don't know. Nim is like, something feels off. He's doing the face.
Something feels even more off.
Roll insight.
He's doing a face. He feels like something's off. Can I say what his thought process is?
Yeah.
If they are worshiping the Raven Queen, wouldn't one of the first things they do is to clean the chapel and place of worship?
Well, yeah. So sorry, I didn't finish describing the inside of the chapel. As you went inside, the outside of the chapel looks like every other building here. Nobody's ever touched it. When you get inside, it does look like they have set this place up for them to live. So like obviously they're not holding fucking service, but the altar is cleaned up, and they have like their bedrolls and stuff like that. It's certainly temporary because he will continue to explain that basically that the amount of creatures here is not something that even their ancestors spoke about. The fact that there are so many rampant undead wandering about, and of course what they learned about the possession of the queen herself. They have been loath to kind of wander, though something told them they should stay here, that they were needed at the fortress.
Mm-hmm.
Something in their intuition. But as they kind of take you around, he speaks to you and he says, have you ever been behind these walls, Tewa?
No.
I had thought not. It seems that our people were always had a penchant for prophecy. Do you remember what I showed you at House Duskren?
Yes, I do. The carvings.
The heretic queen, the carvings, the walker. that was made, I am sure, now by the Anarchs of Duskren, of Degas. But our true ancestors, the first Shadakai, brought down with the Queen so many centuries, millennia ago, settled here, where she would build her fortress. And he just kind of motions to a wall, which, Tewa, you can do the same thing as you did before, which is kind of just feel out the situation.
Pat, pat.
Well, everybody else can see another massive carving, like an engraving, that shows, basically, it depicts, a long story short, two horned figures walking toward each other. They haven't quite met yet because in the center, an army led by a winged black devil and an eyeless white raven fighting side by side.
Wait a minute, what? What's all this then?
What's all this then? Keep wanting to do British.
Hi, choir. How are you?
Oh no.
No.
A rage killed him for a second.
Stinky.
Oh god, I can't get it. If I'm not mistaken, the winged black devil
It's my brother.
seems to be, yeah. And that one's you.
It's my,
Dusk Lords and
it's my
the
simple.
Raven Queen's chosen.
Sion points to like one of the army people on Tewa's side and says, I bet that one's probably me.
Well, what's actually interesting is you do see a few, like, they're not the most intricate carvings in the whole wide world,
Like these guys.
the little people,
This
but
one has a Charizard, so clearly that's Noelle.
shut the fuck up. But anyway,
Where's the Charizard then?
you can see, like, in the middle there appears to be like an island or something, a great mountain, it seems, with lightning kind of striking it, which is also just an odd detail.
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, no, it's just kind of odd, kind of quirky and fun, Who knows what it could be?
I mean, I don't have lightning, so clearly it's Zion.
Yes.
Zion, who lives on an island with a big-ass mountain.
Zion's the man on the hill.
That's who everyone's been going to all
It's
these.
seeing Zion.
Well, howdy. Would you like some ramen?
Welcome to the curio shop.
God. Keenan's gonna speak up from the quote-unquote back and say, it seems destined that we're all a part of this.
Yes, it
It's like
does.
some kind of infinity war.
What are we, some kind of suicide squad? No, he says, yes, a lot has been foretold, it seems. Though Our Lady has no recollection of her past, she has a grasp on the future, it seems.
Past
Alright.
is taken from her.
Then you know why we're here.
We do. And we were waiting.
I'll do what
To
I
kill you.
can.
What?
Gonna murder
She
you all.
pulls out weapons.
Oh my
Pay with your life.
Shinderu.
But anyway, they do say, as was the duty of our ancestors before us, we are here to prepare petitioners to the lady to undergo her rite.
Right?
What do you mean, right?
The Raven Queen will take petitioners and those who come to seek her counsel, but only when they prove their worth to her.
Why?
Lord, this royalty bullshit really
can't
is
prove-
something.
I mean, she's not of her right mind.
Well, what type of challenge is it?
I'll do it.
What?
I mean, yeah, we're gonna do it. We kind of really don't have a choice.
I don't like it though.
I'm gonna complain about it, but
If we are to restore her to her former glory, we must do it properly.
Let's get the
Right.
7 sages.
what
Alright.
is it?
Get it.
Her right is probably corrupted in some nature. It wouldn't be fair.
It would
You
be
are
right in
correct.
what is corrupted.
It must be corrupt. The fortress itself is an extension of her. To make it through the fortress, you must undergo her trials.
Has any of you tried?
Our people are not permitted to enter the fortress uninvited. We are merely here to shepherd those that wish to speak to her.
Well, I haven't gotten an invitation.
Well,
Yes, you did.
we did.
And Tewa he'll poke one of the carvings and he's like,
This one's you.
and it's just like, imagine like, it's just like, it looks like a normal soldier, but like it has like, just
It has
triangle.
tiny- yeah.
It's got the
top.
pineapple hair.
Yeah.
Zion,
And it has a bow,
I
and
wanna
next
draw
to it
it
is
real
one
quick.
with long hair and a sword.
And a Charizard. No, it's just,
there's
Yeah.
one that's a rectangle with with
It's just
spiky
Jera.
wings and horns.
One's a little stain on the wall. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Somebody
With
spilled
their
some jelly.
Kool-Aid.
and left it there.
Someone
Somebody's eating a
fucked up
fucking
their
sandwich.
painting. And just like a little red mark.
scribble, yeah.
So then they drew lines around it to trace it.
Like, this thing will surely be there.
That stain will never come
Right.
out. Time to add it to the prophecy.
Fucking
Well,
Zion's
if it is
painting.
her will. But anyway, yes. They basically tell you that no one knows what the trial of the Raven Queen is.
Oh.
Craig.
Not even me.
Nope. Because nobody's fucking done it in a couple hundred
Guess
damn
I'll
years.
just die then.
What do you mean you don't know?
I
I don't
told
know.
you.
It is
I never-
not for us.
I
Sorry,
never-
go ahead. That's
Tewa's just like, we don't both know.
I've never been inside the walls, so why would I know?
How could you not know? You've had a relationship with her.
We don't talk about those things.
Ladies gotta keep their secrets every now and then.
Okay. Okay.
I, ass-
You!
I assumed that one day I would take some form of trial, but
I assume that the nature of your relationship with her, that you would have done some sort of rite or entered her tower.
His head kind of tips off to the side ever so slightly.
Is that a euphemism?
In my head, like, you know, in sitcoms, how, like, the husband hates the wife or whatever. In my head, Zion said, the relationship was the trial enough.
Wow.
Wow.
I love my
You
wife,
would
but a man
never-
has got to fish.
That's fucked up.
Man's got to fish.
Man's got a fish.
For my wife. But a man has got to fish.
I guess.
if there was ever any point that she wanted me to prove how much that I have faith, I would do it in an instant, which is why I'm going to go do it now.
And he just steps away from the wall.
You must rest first.
He stops and he kind of, like I said, tips back towards everyone else, and he registers more that they need to rest more than he does. And he walks back.
Pussies, but yes.
But
Zion's
if only
great.
you guys could be a fucking Chad like me. I mean, no, Chads die on this channel.
Okay.
As well they should.
All right. Well, that's. Can we do a rest?
Yes, you do. You do a long one of those.
Do a long
The clerics allow you, obviously, to stay in the chapel. No need to take watches. They're doing that for you.
You can take the watch for everyone, like, honestly.
You're right. You're just kind of
Everyone else
blobbing in the
sleeps.
corner.
You're basically like a game dev who wanted to just test the game physics, and you just by default you just do this
Yeah.
because of the game
An
physics.
idle animation.
Yeah, I bet it's no mistake that there aren't any oozes in Baldur's Gate 3 yet, because they didn't do the jiggle physics yet.
Probably not.
Anyway, yeah, when you wake, when you are feeling rested, you have whatever time you need before you make your way to the fortress.
I don't even know what I need.
Well, so you're saying I can't make any abominations out of the local wildlife again, right?
Yeah, no, there's no.
I don't think there's any here, my dear.
You're saying that there's no potions here.
I think Tewa would ask.
There's
at
no
some point-
potion seller.
No, but what
Potions.
Tewa will ask is he'll ask the clerics if they found any sort of religious relics lying around.
Running around? They're running? They're on
I
their
mean,
way?
they could be. I don't know. It's
Like-
we can't catch the fucking things.
Like any religious
called and told
iconography
us how
that
our
can be
refrigerator was
used
running.
to give bonuses towards
like, is
any
there
channel
like a
divinities.
reliquary that has things in it?
Not that they found.
They
Nope.
didn't look.
Nope.
This
nope.
is Michael just saying, just go.
Well, no, they have done as much of a search of the
Potions
village as
seller.
they were comfortable with,
Potions out.
Too.
and found fucking nothing.
It's worth a shot.
Can
It was.
Can we?
Yes,
make-
but they're NPCs and don't have good investigation.
Can we do it from dusk till dawn and just like put two sticks together and make crosses so that way we can?
Yes.
Yes, they will
That's
get.
how
They will
Keaton
give
makes
you.
things. He just smashes stuff together and it's there.
Actually, well, I'll tell you what then. What they end up doing, they do have to prepare you for the rite. So each of them are going to
Slather us with oils. I love it.
mm,
Slick.
I don't know how that's gonna work with Keaton.
Are you still
Or
thinking about
Zion.
Joser?
this sucks. Anyway, each of them
He's gonna
will,
rub
will-
me with oil?
each of them will place a holy symbol around your necks, and when they get to Keaton, they just hand it to you.
They just punch it into their chest and just.
It is just it is a very simple wood carved relic of the Raven Queen with the symbol of the raven's head facing left. That is just meant to show like you are friends of the queen and therefore are allowed to enter. It's more a symbolic gesture than anything. It's your own metal that's going to get you through the trial.
Well, absorbs and then it goes.
Yeah,
there.
you digest it eventually.
That's for later though.
But yeah, unless anybody has any conversations or scenes they would like to do beforehand, then we can make our way to the fortress. All right.
Does anyone want a bomb? I have 3. And I have 2 power cells that I can make into bombs.
Oh, I thought you said anyone want a bone. I'm like, what the fuck?
You were either saying bomb or bong,
I
and
thought
I
they
was
said
like, I could take a
bond.
hit.
But anyway,
I knew this. I knew what she was talking about.
anyway, you make your way to the fortress itself. As the clerics kind of stand behind you all, and notice I am saying clerics because before they were just like priests and clergy. It seems like having
They
found
leveled
their
up.
faith, yeah, they're now like level 1 and 2 clerics. Good job.
They were able to
Uh,
class out of commoner.
They know
But
how
yeah.
to heal.
Cleric.
Yeah, they can cast cure wounds and healing word at first level.
I mean, that's what happens when
I
you
knew it.
put a bunch of villagers in a space and, they just take whatever jobs around them.
You give them brewing stands, and they
Fuck
become
up.
clerics.
No, they were
I
standing
love-
next to a shitload of bookshelves.
I love Minecraft.
Oh, they were standing next to podiums, became priests. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
priest was a job.
love Minecraft.
Minecraft 1.17 with goats? No way.
As the clerics clutch their holy symbols, and
But they have
offer-
holy symbols.
They should get in.
Yeah, that doesn't fucking help you. If you ain't a cleric, it's not gonna
Oh.
do nothing.
I was just gonna say give it to Taywar.
Tewa's got one, and it works fine.
What if it breaks?
Well, then I guess he'll have to find another.
I guess we'll get lasered down. Like,
It's okay.
What's the worst that could
I
happen?
had my faith tattooed all over my fucking torso when I got murdered.
There you go. As they chant some small words of prayer, the massive doors swing open to reveal a darkened foyer, seemingly devoid of all light and life. So, what's the plan?
I don't really know how we can have a plan if we don't
Easy.
even know what the
Lantern
trial
of revealing.
is.
Lantern of revealing.
As you turn on your lantern of revealing and shine it inside the foyer,
Ugh.
you see nothing, just blackness.
That's not normal.
Oh, this.
So we're going into the
Keaton kind
void.
of like holds it up and then just smacks it to see if it's like the magic's actually working.
Oh,
Yeah.
this sucks.
Oh, don't worry.
Guys,
Is my vision fucked?
Did I smudge the runes?
It does. It feels like home to me.
Yeah,
It's darkness.
but he will say, all right, then if no one else has a plan. So, what we're going to do, we get through, do whatever this trial is meant to be. We all
Right.
meet up in the Grand Chamber and kill
And
the
then he
beast.
is grabbed and pulled into the darkness.
No.
Noelle
Simple as
dies
that.
first.
So where are the trial doors?
As far as we know, the trial commences whenever you enter, whenever the lady wills it.
I'm imagining the Mario 64 castle.
Whoa! Time to go to the first bomb level.
I'm on battlefield.
Can we just speed jump and jump? Just glitch through the ceiling.
Can we
Yeah.
just get
Catch
the
the
cap? The
rabbit.
cap with the cap with the wings.
No, we have to go to the stair. We have to unlock the stairs first.
We gotta
and
unlock
then we're
Yoshi.
able to skip into the final
Oh, you
boss.
guys are so nervous.
No, Keaton's just trying to like just open
No,
it
you.
to see like the runes on the inside. It was like, where
Fine.
the hell?
Let's just walk in then.
Go inside, do the trial, meet up at the Queen's Chamber and kill the beast.
Save the queen.
Yes, by killing the beast. That is the... well, I'm not quite fuzzy on those details. I see something large, I'm going to kill it.
Don't do that.
Tewa is kind of like slowly turning his head towards Noelle.
Not a good idea.
I'm large. You aren't gonna kill me.
It's
If you
just
see
a
me coming out of
joke.
the
I'm
dark,
trying to lighten the mood, for God's
Well,
sake.
actually, didn't
Are
he
you
try to kill all of
nervous?
us?
I think he's nervous.
What are you talking about?
Noelle, are you nervous?
Well, I
Just throw
faced...
something at Var. Was that a death taco that got thrown at Var?
Oh, you dropped the bag of Sour Patch Kids.
Nah, we faced
Aw.
worse. Why would I be nervous here?
I don't think we've ever faced a god before.
Gods, demons. It's all the same thing with a different name, isn't it?
All right, confident
It's
prince.
very
How about you
different.
go in first?
Yeah.
I will. And I'll see you in the Queen's Chamber.
Tewa's gonna
Alright.
reach out and grab Noelle before he just runs
Go,
into the
go,
darkness
go.
and dies.
He was about to, but you grab him by the wrist.
Zion is going to spread their wings and kind of corral everyone
Yeah.
towards the same area and say, "We are not splitting up."
Your feathers start to stick
Yeah,
together.
and Noella like finds himself
It's
caught
bat
and goes,
wings.
what? Someone had to go in first.
We are all going to
Yeah,
go
but
in.
you aren't about to.
What I
Yes,
want you
of
all
course.
to do is that whatever happens in these trials, you should be true to yourself. If there's one thing that I ever learned from her, is that she appreciates honesty.
It's a tower of memories.
Yes.
I
What's
think
there,
she
to,
has some of ours.
what's there to be honest about if she's just gonna use our memories against us?
Maybe
Well, if you
since
lie
it's
to
a
her-
beast, we should be dishonest.
I'm pretty sure if you lie to her and she actually knows the truth, I think she will probably murder us.
Well, she's gonna murder us anyway when we get up there.
I love your thinking, Noelle, but probably shouldn't lie.
I believe I'd rather die an honest man or bird.
Be honest to yourself. That's the only advice that I can give you.
Yeah, let's go.
All right then.
Tewa's a little tense right now.
I understand. Yeah.
He's gonna see his girlfriend after a
The
while.
T in
mean
Tewa
wife?
stands for tense.
But yeah, Noelle is going to give you Nim a big hug, Tewa the same, and say, "Shall we?"
forward march then.
Yes, I can't walk forward if you're near strangling me.
Fine then, I'll lead the way. And he turns his way around and walks
And he gets
into the
lost,
darkness.
never to be seen again.
Yeah, he turns and walks the wrong way.
Ah.
This way is the fortress. No, you all step inside, and as you do, the doors shut behind. It is right now that I would love to take a 5-minute bio break because I forgot to pee before we started.
Bye.
I can refill my wine.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, I'll be right back.
I can get some fancy cider.
There it is.
Ray, we're back. Yeah, so let's fucking get up in this bitch. Nim.
Why am I first?
What?
Okay.
Nim. After walking for what feels like hours at this point,
With everybody?
you find yourself inside what must be the armory. You see these long, rusted short swords and stringless bows line the walls and shelves of
With
a small,
everybody?
dark chamber. It's hard to remember why you all decided to split up,
No, I don't think we did.
but you certainly managed to cover plenty of ground.
I don't know about that.
We decided
It was
to split the party.
probably Noel's idea after all.
No, we wouldn't listen to him.
It's odd though, or rather, it's not odd.
Or is the weird like floor hand just grabbing you and like tossing you away?
It's not odd to see small knickknacks everywhere. Every room of the fortress so far has been full of these weird trinkets.
I mean, I'm gonna go off on a limb here and say that I wouldn't know what's odd for this tower because I've never been in here before.
Well, yeah, I mean, you spent the last few hours,
Hours?
exploring it. Yeah, oh, yeah. As you're exploring the armory, something catches your eye. On the table sits a bow, far smaller than the rest. In fact, it seems to be sized for a child. Though based on the type of string and the bend of the bow, it appears to be for training purposes. As you lift it, you feel the surprising heft in your hand. Even though it isn't full-sized, you still have trouble gripping it while drawing back the string. You've always been slightly scrawny for a half-orc, but even now at 14, the stiffness of the bow is difficult and unwieldy.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time? At what age now?
Name Z, get your arm up.
What?
Come on, as you feel your father's hands on your shoulder, kind of adjusting your stance. Now, if you don't get your stance right, you're not going to be able to shoot the arrow straight. Now, come on, focus up, for God's sake.
Okay, I will lift my arm up and adjust my shoulders to draw on that drawstring bow
Yeah, roll athletics.
at a normal time.
Yeah, just roll athletics.
Okay. I have athletics. That's a Nim color. I'm gonna use this one. Ha 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 ha. Doop. That is a 9.
9. Okay, yeah. You kind of like posture yourself and try to draw the bow back, but like this bow is not. I mean, it's not regulation. It's what are you gonna do? It's just stiff. It sucks. But eventually, yeah, you do kind of pull it up at a decent angle, and he says, "That's right. Okay, all right. Now, knock it."
Okay.
I'm sorry. Would you like to stop?
No.
I'm sorry. I think Nim's voice should be a little bit more
Sorry.
pubescent.
No.
All right then. Knock the damn arrow. Look, if you're going to be a squire, then you've got to know these things.
Yes, I know. Just and I will try and knock the bow.
Yeah, as you do, yeah, the arrow kind of wibbles and wobbles a little bit as you try to place it right above your finger.
I'm better than this, you know.
What's that?
I'm better at this, I swear. I've been practicing.
You've been practicing. Yeah, no, I've seen the results of some of your practicing, and that's why we got brand new fucking arrows for today. Now, chin up. All right. You know, Lord and Lady Duerden are watching.
I will look.
Yeah, as you look over, you do see the Lord and Lady of the House Duerden, as well as their son, who you are meant to be squiring for the foreseeable future. Ever so slightly older than you, maybe like 16 at this point. Just kind of watching with a blank expression on his face as he kind of leans up against the small cabin that you and your father live in. Don't fuck this up, boy.
I'm not.
Good. Now shoot it.
Roll a d20.
Go ahead.
Is this with my regular longbow attack?
No, this is just a d20.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Roll a good old d20.
7.
7. Yeah, you the arrow goes a little bit wide. It still sticks in the target, but like fucking right on the edge of it. Like it almost missed, and you do hear like a a scoff coming from the Duerden boy. Honestly, I don't know how I'm meant to deal with this as my squire. As he knocks an arrow onto his own bow and shoots at the target and manages to get it just off center. Meanwhile, he's just continually kind of firing over and over again. And yeah, a few of them go a little wonky. One or two of them blow off course, but for the most part, he is getting them pretty close to center. Nimsy, you know what this means for our family, don't you?
Yes.
All right. Now take a deep fucking breath and breathe out when you loose the bow. Shut your eyes.
What?
Shut your eyes.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
That's not a thing.
Shut your eyes and practice fucking breathing.
Fine.
All right.
Alright.
Now, draw it back. Open. Fire.
Natural one.
Oh no!
You fire.
You shoot your dad in the head.
I was gonna say you shoot Noel.
Here's the thing. Yeah, you draw back the bow, open it, fire. Just as Noel is bending to pick up an arrow. The arrow goes loose and strikes him in the neck. Causing his father to gasp, your father to gasp, his mother to be surprised and shocked as a stream of blood begins to shoot from Noel's artery that you appear to have nicked. Very quickly, they gather him up and bring him forward as your mother, who is not obviously not watching, is not there, but her kind of attendants are there, and they say, "Quickly, bring him into the main house." As they rapidly move him on a stretcher toward House Mizrim itself. Nim, what do you do?
Everybody's probably being all chaotic around me, and I think the first thing that Nim would want to do is probably run away.
You feel a hand on the back of your neck before you even manage to turn. The kind of rough hand of your father. And he says, "I'll get this sorted. I'll get this sorted." And he grabs the bow and wrenches it from your hand, and walks off. Keaton.
Yeah?
Yeah, over the last few hours, you've been exploring yourself. Exploring on your own.
Right, of course.
Of course, and eventually you find your way to what appears to be like an alchemy lab of sorts, like a brewing, like potion brewing place.
Am I gonna find the potion seller?
Potion seller? No.
I swear.
He's gonna sell you an egg.
An egg. But yeah, you eventually.
Is it a Charizard egg? Like, are we gonna get a Chameleon?
Anyway, yeah, you are kind of making your way through this little area, the alchemy lab, and you can see it's not just potion brewing stuff. Roll me an Arcana check.
Cool. It's funny little stuff. It's funny little stuff. 27.
27, all right. Yeah, as you're kind of looking around, interestingly enough, you do see a lot of like gizmos and trinkets and gadget, not like completed things, but like sprockets and springs and other weird fucking terms. Who's it's and what's it's galore, yeah. Little things that appear to be that would suit you well in artifice, you know, that sort of stuff. And it's odd to find them kind of among all of this, but I mean, hey, maybe whoever fucking worked this lab before had an interest in the technomagical, which is a word I just made up.
Technomaturgy.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Anyway,
Technomancy.
You're fucking around with some of these little bits and
just gonna pick up like a few little things.
Yeah. And as you're doing this, hands it's a stretch of a fucking word, but you're manipulating these little bits, and very quickly you find yourself like fucking around with some stuff, like putting bits together, like, ooh, this actually should go with this and that should go with that. And for the first time, you really feel like it's making sense as you continue working on this device that you and TK kind of like came up with the blueprints for together, but for the first time when he went out to market, you decided to take a crack at it yourself. Roll me another Arcana check.
He's just gonna like slump onto the floor, just like huddle around whatever they're making.
Yeah. 23. Yeah. And of course, you are putting this all together. You were hearing like some cranking noises, like a ratchet or a socket. And eventually, after a few hours of work, what you have is like this kind of it looks like the second Death Star. Like, it's still kind of skeletal. It doesn't have a perfect like plating, and it's not very pretty, but it's a small like ovoid shape, an egg, if you will, in these trying times.
It's trying time.
Does the egg have a skull on it?
Why the fuck would the egg have a skull on it? Oh, is that a meme? I don't know.
Aw, you haven't watched the video?
I don't think I've watched the video.
It's a McElroy brother thing.
Oh, I have watched that one. Yes, the Worthy
one.
Kids one.
Mhm,
yes,
yeah.
Okay. Yes. Anyway, no, it doesn't have a skull on it, but it could. But yeah,
It's not poisoned.
Right.
I'll tell you that.
But eventually, yeah, you put this kind of egg together, and with like that final kind of twist of your tinker's tools, you see the clockwork inside begin to rotate and begin to move around itself as it springs from your hand and lands on the ground. Takes a second, but as it like
startle, like
"Ugh!"
shift back.
Yeah, as it kind of clunks to the ground, it takes a little bit, like it didn't fix this part itself quite as well, but like eventually as it slams on the ground, you see like a leg and then another leg and then a third leg as it kind of like sits itself up on these kind of spindly little spider feet. And from the top of it, this little dome kind of spreads, and a small barrel kind of extends forward as it kind of looks around and scans its surroundings and just kind of begins to clunky walk around. It's not perfect, but you made it. It's working.
Ken's eyes are just gonna widen, and they're staying close to the floor, but they're gonna like follow it around.
Yeah.
Looking at how it works as it moves and tries to detect its surrounding.
That's awesome. Yeah. Roll me an Arcana while you're just kind of inspecting it. Yep. Yeah. You're taking a look at this thing, and sure as shit, like it appears to be taking in, like it's like when everybody first got their Roomba, they're like, is it gonna hit the wall? No, it turned. Like, it's really, it gets it. Like, it's figuring it out. It's like walking
this
over
Roomba has
debris.
a knife on it.
Man, our Roomba's dumb. It hits the wall.
Dumbass idiot Roomba, stupid piece of shit.
Don't make fun of
Fucking
Poe.
baby man. But anyway, yeah, as you're kind of following this thing, I literally imagine like a cat on its belly, just kind of like moving for like you watching this thing walk around.
Right, but it's more like more snake shaped because they're.
Yeah. It's
They
like
don't
a
have
slug.
They don't
then.
have a. They
Even
don't
as
have a
little
real.
slime.
They don't have a real
Little.
defined
Yeah.
form when they were young.
Right.
They didn't really have any hands. Too.
I'm imagining
Right.
a slime mold.
Like one of those 70s Jello ones.
It's like
No, a
it's like
slime mold is
Jiggler.
a creature.
He's a jiggler.
if you drop a bunch
Christ.
of
That's what
like
they're called.
silly putty onto the floor
Yeah.
and just watch it undulate. That's what you
There's
do.
it. Yeah, yeah. As
Undulate.
you're walking around, you barely hear the footsteps of Tefir as he enters the workshop again. He says, "My God, well, did you put this together?"
Yes.
Well, it's not bad at all. Have you tested out its capabilities?
Oh God. No.
Well, you used our blueprint, right? And he's not even like he's not like upset or anything. He's just like, okay, it's time to work. He starts walking over to the workbench and grabs the blueprint and starts kind of like shifting through the pages.
Kieran will like slowly pick up the little machine if it allows him to.
Oh yeah, it will. It's a little like freaky, like it doesn't know why it's off the ground all of a sudden, but eventually
it's
its
just walking
legs.
in place.
Yeah, it's like a dog when you hold it over a pool. It just starts swimming in the air. But eventually its legs fold back up into itself, but the turret stays open.
They'll make their way over to TK and just like hold it up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. And he'll kind of just reach over and grab it and plop it on the table, and it kind of like weebles around a little bit until its legs pop back up and it stands. He says, "Now you went exactly to specifications, right?"
No,
What?
it's wrong.
What do you mean it's wrong?
And they'll get up a little bit using like a chair
Mm-hmm.
and vaguely point at one of the lines of writing,
Mm-hmm.
like trying to indicate like this formula's off.
Oh, the blueprint was wrong. I see.
Yeah.
Says, you caught that, didn't you?
Wrong.
Yes, wrong. Absolutely wrong. And that is absolutely right. Half the formulas in this damn thing are incorrect. But you caught it. I didn't expect that yet.
They'll like blink and their eyes get like turn into slits before
Yeah.
opening again.
2 + 1s to everyone. Thank you, Katie.
Oh,
Hey.
so sweet.
Thank you.
Sorry, I interrupted.
That's cute. Yeah, no, but he will say, this is really something. This is exactly what I need. You know, I think it's time I show you what this device is for. May I? And he gestures to the machine.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. He says, now you might want to stand back a bit.
They'll move up back, and then if it's not good enough, even further.
Yeah, they slurp off the chair and into the center of the room. He kind of like rubs a finger around like a small kind of runic disc, and you see the runes begin to light up, and he says, all right, say cheese. And he taps it, and you are shot with a beam that leaves you completely immobilized.
No, the Jello has set.
As
The
he
Jello
kinda-
has set, yeah.
as he looks at you and he
Jello
says,
has jiggled.
oh, yes, the stasis seems to be working just fine.
Why?
What? Oh, just to test out a few other features. As he very slowly begins running his finger along another runic circle. Zion. After your sort of exploration, you find yourself in a courtyard, sort of in the center of the fortress compound itself. And in this courtyard, I mean, most of the plants are dead, except for one. A large, softly glowing tree has taken root. Roll me a nature check.
19.
19. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly not of this plane.
Yeah.
But I mean, not really is the thing. Like it's got kind of this inner glow about it. But it's not of this plane is as much as you can figure out. Roll me, I guess, an Arcana to figure out where it might be from.
A 9.
9. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that you wouldn't know. It's definitely, yeah, it's not from this plane. It's not from the material realm, obviously. I mean, you're still young enough that it's fine. Yeah, as you take a look at this and you hear an older voice behind you say, "Yes, Mariah, that is an elder gleam." Mariah? As she looks down at you.
Oh.
Wait a second. Oh. Well, thank you. I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yes, it is of the Feywild. It is not of this plane.
She'll kind of stare wide-eyed in wonder. There's a nice, like, kind of starlight effect in her big round eyes as she kind of looks up at it.
If only we can get Zion to study like you do.
Well, if it's not of this realm, then why do we keep it here? Aren't you not supposed to mix those things?
Yes, but when the Fae blesses our realm this way, it is our duty to protect it, is it not?
Well, yeah. When someone gives you a gift, you don't want to go and ruin it.
That's exactly right, Mariah. And of course, when it takes root on its own, that is special as well. Never take something unique without reverence.
Hey, she did that. Anyways.
Your lesson kind of concludes for the day as Zion returns from his it's more of like a gardening class that he was dealing with, where yours was just kind of basic flora. He says, "So what'd you learn today?"
Sorry, this is so cute. Well, I saw a tree that came from the Feywild. It was real pretty and sparkly, and I forgot what the name was, and because I got distracted by your voice.
It's called an elder gleam.
It's called an elder gleam. I'll have to show you sometime, but
yeah.
They said it took root on its own, and that's real special. They said the Feywild blessed us.
That's cool. You want to race back home?
Play cops and robbers on the way back.
Pew pew.
You know I beat you every time.
Not this time. And he takes off.
I'm just imagining the little fluff balls, like they don't even have like their actual
can't even
feathers.
fly yet.
Not for real, yeah.
Yeah, so when Zion takes off, he smacks into a tree.
Well, he takes off and then lands and then takes off again and then lands and is doing that little like shitty bird hop while he's running.
I love. Oh my god, just two
When
little
is the
puffballs.
twist gonna happen?
Shit's about to hit the fucking fan. Mariah will take off behind him.
Yeah, and you do this shit all the time after school. Well, school, quote unquote, after your mentorship.
It's our equivalent.
It's your equivalent, yeah. I mean, you two have been going through this for years at this point. You know, ever since you were hatched. because as you, I mean, you know, in your culture, I don't want to spell it out again to the audience, but twins in Zion and Mariah's culture are very important. Everybody is born a twin. You're kept together. You study together. You work together, and you both showed an affinity for natural magics. So it makes sense that over the years, as you're kind of studying all this stuff, you would also grow to find the same kind of flora interesting. Why it was fungus is fucking beyond anybody's reckoning.
I reckon that those kids are weird.
They are little weirdos.
Yeah, they're fucking little weird kids. But yeah, I mean, you have taken, you know, to your sort of druidic training quite well. Even so much as like going out to explore on your own, encouraging like fungal growth patches, even fucking kind of changing the diet of your colony a little bit, like introducing, you know, flora from the underground that they probably have never tried before, mushroom stews and shit like that. So everything seems to be, you know, like you seem to have kind of found your niche in all of this. Until one day when you are kind of exploring around sort of your normal fungal fields in kind of a very darkened canopy area, in a small cave that you've both had to work hard to clear out because that bear did not want to fucking move. But yeah, you kind of have brought Zion along. And as he gets there, you know, he's like, well, shit, Mariah. I mean, what's so special about this cat? Like, I thought we just checked up on these the other day.
Well, I just think we need to give it a little extra something.
All right. I mean, you said there was something important. Like, did you? I
found something special in here. Okay.
Something special?
Yeah.
What? You want? Am I going to wake up the mushrooms?
No, but I think it's cool, and I don't want anyone to come take it.
All right, fine. Yeah, and you take him in, and you see what you found that is so special, which is like, it's fucking hard, you know, blink and you'll miss it, but you can see growing out of like the cracks in a tiny little corner of the cave, these teeny white little spores, which look just kind of like they look like soap suds almost, but the closer you get to them, you can see teeny little stalks, and they are just rife with spores. Like, they're just like, not puffing automatically, but it's almost like a dandelion. If you tap it, you see a little bit like poof away.
Look, they're ready to spread their spores. There's gonna be more in here soon.
Yeah, but what are they?
I don't know.
You mean you don't know?
She kind of frowns, and she's like, you know, I'm allowed to not know things sometimes. What if we named it together if we don't know what it is?
Well, shit, we gotta know what it does. What I mean, did you not pay attention in your, you know, fungus of the Underdark? Is this like one of them, or?
Would I know? Would she know? What do you want me to roll?
Roll me a nature check.
25.
Yeah, you are confident you have never seen anything like this before.
Oh.
Confident. Well, I mean, it's a hell of a thing to confidently be able to say you don't.
Yeah. Well, Zahn, I know for a fact that I ain't ever seen something like this before.
I mean, that's pretty cool. What do you reckon we should do about it?
Well, I figured we could collect some of it and take it back.
All right. Well, get started then. I'm gonna get a head start. And he turns around and starts to run out of the cave because you've never stopped racing home.
You're a little shit. And she'll kind of run over to the and she'll kind of run over to the fungus, kind of pull out this little pouch.
Yeah.
And with one of her little taloned fingies.
Yeah.
She will try and
kind of scrape a little bit of it off. Yeah. Yeah, as you do, like, again, the spore, like I said, like dandelion seeds, the spores are just kind of ploofing and floofling all over the place. And and they kind of like get up in your eyes for a bit, and you have to blink. And when they get into your eyes, you can see just like a flash, almost like you're seeing through the fungus's eyes, but it's not looking at you, it's looking at where it lives, which is a beautiful, colorful grove miles underground. And you hear a very faint voice in the back of your head. Come home. Tewa.
Hello.
I'm going to come back to you later. Yeah, Tewa, I'm going to come back to you later.
Okay, that's fine.
Nim.
What? Okay.
It's been...
One week since you looked at me.
Well, it's been...
It's been 1 week and you shot a noble's son in the neck.
I think
Yeah, your life's
that
over.
that's sort of as you come out of that memory.
That's not
very
how the
rapid-
memory went.
Well, as you come out of that memory, it's one that you remember a lot, and you like kind of shake your head as you've kind of zoned out for a second, and you hear, "Where are you, Nim?"
What?
You're always just miles away, it seems. As you look around, you find yourself, of course, on patrol in the Underdark, following around Noel and his squad. That memory was from several years ago at this point, but it's just something that you keep seeing as you notice that deep scar on Noel's neck.
Sorry, I was just, dreaming about dinner.
Yes, we'll get to that soon. Now we've got to see what's been harassing the outposts. I'm sure it won't take but a minute. But keep your guard up. Nim, yeah, as you kind of like fall in line behind Noel, with your trusty blade that you never put down.
I don't use a blade, I use a bow.
Not since the accident.
What?
Clearly, he uses a sword now.
You were never allowed to use a bow ever again, clearly.
And the trauma of the event must have, made you not want to touch a bow
Jesse,
again.
quick roll insight so you can get out of the nightmare.
But yeah, you kind of brandish your long sword and follow along.
It's like extra heavy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Because you're still a little bit scrawny for a half orc. But you do you follow along, and the mission goes as, of course, it's expected. Of course, it was a couple of hook horrors that got out of their cave and were confused. You deal with them. Grab the hides and make your way back to town. And as you make your way back into Menza Baranzan, Noel kind of pats you on the back and says, looks like you're having a little bit of trouble hefting that thing around. Would you like a short sword?
No, I'm fine.
Yes, well, that's as may be, but maybe you need to eat a bit more meat. Do you want me to save some of that horror?
What? No,
The hook horror.
I'm fine. I eat just well, thank you. I'm just tall.
Tall, yes. Or maybe it's the orc in you that digests it so damn fast. Come on, I'm just joking.
Yes, well, maybe.
Yes, well, come on back. We've got to meet Pavetta.
Right.
What's up? Sorry.
I said right. Her.
Yes, her. Come on. You can you can deal with a few ugly stares for a nice meal.
Yes, I can.
All right then. And you will eventually, you'll go eat with your half sister. As you know, she insists on the grand dining hall in House Mizrim. As you are kind of stationed next to Noel, you know, keeping your eye on him while you all eat. As he and Pavetta have a lovely conversation. They're always like this, where they're just kind of transparently flirty, which is such a pain in the ass, but it is what it is.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing a little bit. Nim, how do you feel about Noelle and your sister's relationship?
I don't think they're right for each other.
Have you ever told Noelle that?
No. Probably not.
Why aren't they right for each other?
Well, because she doesn't know him like I know him.
Does that mean you think you and him are right together?
I mean, yeah.
Have you ever told him that?
Have I, Michael?
Have you?
I maybe tried.
Yeah. What did that entail?
A lot of start stops. And maybe somebody always seems to be coming in the moment when he's about ready to do it, and then he decides not to because it's probably better to wait for the right moment, and it just keeps seeming like the right moment's not coming.
Right. I think all that anxiety kind of wells up in you, which is probably why you decided after that meal that it was time to stop wasting time. As you leave and you're kind of removing the armor of the day, you know, you and Noelle finally find yourselves a moment alone.
No. Noel?
Yes?
Permission to speak freely?
Granted.
Have you ever thought that my sister is kind of a... You know...
I know what you're going to say, and keep in mind that she is my fiancée. I know you don't get on, but listen, when our houses are joined, that'll be the least of your worries. I'll try and put in a good word. I've already been doing so. She finally lets you at the table.
Standing?
Yes, well, it's a start.
I just think that all of the stuffiness of the courts and an arranged wedding like this is just not your style.
Not my style? Oh, what is my style?
Exploring? Defending the walls? Camping? Fighting? With
Yes.
me?
Well, yes, of course, with you. You're always going to be my squire. I'm not going to let her stop that.
Right. But... I mean... She's going to stop you from doing all that, you know.
What do you mean?
She's gonna keep you indoors and force you to stay in the castle and have her way with you and make lots of disgusting little babies.
All right. Look, Nim, I don't know what... Nim, if you have something to say, I do wish you'd just say it.
I don't think that you should marry my sister. Because there are better people out there for you.
Who do you have in mind?
Well, me?
What?
Me.
Oh, Nim. I had a feeling this was coming.
I mean, we've spent so much time together, and
Yes,
we have
yes,
fun,
because
and
yes, we do, because you're my. Nim, I'm sorry. I love your sister. I really do, and I'm sorry you don't get on.
we don't get on because she hates me.
Everyone hates someone. You know how. You said it yourself, court life. I'm trying to change that because you're my friend. But I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, but I'm not interested that way. Yes, we have fun. Yes, we're brothers in arms. And I don't mean to be rude, but that is a bit further than speaking freely. That's borderline out of line, Nim.
I'm sorry.
When Pavetta and I are wed, you will always have a seat at the table. Always. That is my pledge to you. But I cannot tolerate this gainsaying about the woman I love. Yes, it was arranged, but familiarity breeds so much more sometimes. And I'm sorry.
It's the way of things.
Cheer up. Soon enough, you're going to be leading your own squadron. Scouting the tunnels and killing horrors all on your own.
Right. And it is an honor.
Yes, it is, isn't it? He kind of is being a little cheeky now. He's doing that kind of fake machismo shit that he always does.
Right. Well, it's... Forget everything I said. It's fine.
Nim. I do hope this doesn't change anything.
Of course not. I'm still your squire.
You're still my friend, Nim. And however you were born, and however your sister feels about it, that doesn't change that. He gives you a big, firm pat on the shoulder.
Oh, I love that. Love that for me.
Manliest bro pat.
Fucking
It's
Squire
so fucking
Zone.
straight. This is straight Noel, and I think this is disgusting.
And as he walks away, Nim, you are left alone in the medieval locker room.
And whatever his big walk-in closet is.
Yeah.
Nim will hold on to the armor pieces and sort of put it away with the same kind of reverence that he's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And make his way out.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably for the best. maybe you can think for yourself. I mean, it's a wonder that he even let you be his squire after what you did.
Right. I mean, you wouldn't fall in love with somebody who almost killed you.
Exactly. So you got to put it out of your mind at
That's
that point.
the best trope, like.
Yeah, again, the fact that you weren't executed and that was, Noelle's doing, kind of seems like you're even at that point. In fact, I mean, you kind of start to feel stupid. It's like, why are you even complaining about this in the first place? You owe your life to this man. How dare you presume anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah, you start to feel that way?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
I mean...
And of course, when you think of such things, who would love a half-breed as yourself? How does it feel, Nimsy, to know that those you love would be happier with another? How does it feel to know that you disappoint all those you come in contact with? Would it not be best to give in now?
Kill yourself, that's what Akmar is saying.
No, I still have to... I still have to be his squire.
Do you? There are plenty of normal drow. He keeps you around for pity. Tewa keeps you around for pity. You seek the queen because you think you could ever be anything more than a beast to be pitied.
I am not a... No. No.
No. Then what are you? Nimsi Nize, bastard half-breed of Misrim.
I don't know.
Then why fight? Why not accept your lot and slink back to the shadows?
Because I can spend time with them. For the little time that I have left.
Those that hate you?
It's better than being ignored.
In time. That isolation is the only true peace. Give in, Nimsy.
No.
What?
No.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Okay. I'm gonna use Noelle and Tewa dice.
Hey.
Don't fail me now.
Fuck it up, boys.
22, natural 20.
Who rolled the natural 20?
Tewa.
Aw. You feel this voice become erratic and begin to slip. As you begin to slowly come to your senses, you feel the weight of the bow on your back as you wake face down on the floor.
Ah,
Drooling.
Found dead in Miami.
I love
Keaton.
I love that for me.
Yeah.
Keaton, you
Paralyzed?
are paralyzed, are unable to move in the middle of the floor as Tefir begins to manipulate the device even a bit more, turning some more runes on the creation that you made. He says, yes, this final test was certainly an interesting one, and part of me had hoped you would fail. But no, of course. You're becoming smarter every day.
Terrifying
That-
jelly.
And that means you're ready.
For what?
It's gonna consume you.
I'm gonna eat the jelly, and I will get its knowledge.
Well, you're ready to join the colony. See, you remember where I found you? In that cave?
Yes.
In that pod? And as he kind of continues telling this, he finally lights up these runes and gives a little tap to the side of the turret as another beam of energy begins to sort of course through your form.
He's gonna put you in a
This-
robot.
This one's slower than the other one. You feel this kind of arcane energy pulsing through you. And he says, you were an experiment when I found you. Well, you're still an experiment. One that I wanted to finish on behalf of all of my dead kin.
No.
No.
Helpful.
Yes, you are helpful. You are so very helpful. You've fulfilled your purpose and ooze with the ability to trap memory, to think for itself. The perfect amniotic fluid.
How famous would you be if we kept making?
If we kept making, yes, we will, little one. We will keep making, but not for fame, for survival of the fittest.
No.
Your form will make the perfect fluid for our new tadpoles. As you feel like your energy being sapped from you, almost as if your mind is being taken from you. As if your thoughts are slowly fading away, all of your memories.
You're having the opposite of a brain blast.
He's blasting your brain, yes.
It's a brain suck,
Losing brain cells.
like through a straw.
But he says, after all, when you're part of the colony, you'll be host to a whole new race. Better than before.
Bigger than before.
As he retches forward, and you hear his bones begin to crack. Couldn't have planned it better myself. As you see his neck begin to twist, you hear this kind of gurgling noise as you know his organs are being dissolved and reformed. As finally the skin on his face splits as you see tentacles burst outwards. And within a few minutes, as the final moments of your consciousness are leaking from you, you see your mentor for what he really was the whole time, a mind flayer.
A monster.
Of course. I mean, who else would have found you in a mind flayer cave and known what you could do but one of the creatures who created you, a tool to be used?
No, not a tool.
And with your last few fleeting moments of consciousness, he begins to speak to you in, albeit a much warped kind of voice, as you see his tentacles just kind of wriggle above his mouth, and he says, "You will be the perfect host. We will form a new colony, and we will spread our wrath through the Underdark and above. And we will reclaim our empire. And it is all thanks to you."
As Keelan starts to like lose consciousness, he doesn't realize what half or even most of what they're saying at this point. But they're trying to fight their hardest against this paralyzing force because their body needs to move.
And as you are kind of doing this, it's more of like a mental thing than a literal physical thing, as the Mind Flayer kind of kneels down toward you, which is actually a great honor because they typically float above the floor.
Right, they wouldn't dirty their tentacle legs.
Yeah, as he kind of caresses what is left of you, and pulls his hands back into viscous jelly, which your form has a lot less form now.
Like little. You're several little jigglers now.
As he says,
You need not fight, child. Think what your sacrifice will do.
No.
You will be father and mother both. To the end.
Dad?
Just submit.
No.
They can't form a word, but they'll get a strong feeling against it.
If you submit, you'll finally do what you always wish. You would create life.
They resist again.
roll me a wisdom save with advantage.
Wisdom's not the best, guys.
Well, wisdom was not my best, and I still managed to get.
Hey, you have inspiration.
You do have inspiration.
Right.
You have
And
inspiration.
you have 2 +1s.
And 2 + 1s, yeah. 17.
Do you want to use those +1s?
I'll use
both of them?
I'll use one of them.
18. You fight back against this. And you see the Mind Flayer's eyes kind of grow wide. As the last thing that you see is this kind of like slightly shocked expression on its face. As your kind of eyes close and you kind of lose that consciousness, you could swear to God that this thing has antlers. And then you awaken on a filthy floor. Zion.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry, Mariah.
Yeah, Zion's dead.
Zion's fucking
Dead in
dead.
Miami.
Mariah, as you you know that this fungus is important. It wouldn't have chosen you otherwise, which is why you had to leave. As hard as it was maybe to leave your brother, this is far more important. You made your way back to that Neverlight Grove the first time that you explored it with Zion, months prior, and built yourself that little shack. The Myconids were incredibly welcoming. They always love non-hostile visitors, which is the one thing that you can definitely claim to be. and your research into this fungus has been interesting. It has a name, and you know it because it told it to you. As this soft voice spoke to you more, you almost feel ashamed that you didn't recognize it at first, because of course it's your mother. Your mother Zugtmoy, who was always so kind to you, to let you manipulate her other children in the way that you do as a druid.
Is that accurate?
And as you are kind of you're studying this more, you have to learn more about this. You have to be able to manipulate her spores, because that is her will, of course. You find that you might even be able to do more with the power that she gave you. And I mean, it's a little bit crazy, but you've been waking up and kind of feeling sick in the mornings, and been a little bit dizzy, and you think like that must be what this is, a miracle.
You're pregnant.
I'm gonna give birth to baby Jesus soon.
How dare you equate Jesus to that little mushroom head?
She didn't give birth to stool.
Well, this is your nightmare, so she might.
That would be my nightmare.
That's my nightmare too, giving birth to
Stool.
What's really funny is so far this is the only nightmare that's had everything be true so far.
Is Zugtmoy a demon queen?
Yeah, did you just Google it? Oh, Mireen, yes. Yeah, Zugtmoy, the demon queen of fungus, but Mariah doesn't know. That's Mariah's mom, of course.
That's who Mariah That's who Mariah had a shrine to when we found her all shriveled up and ready to die.
Oh, right, and that's when I waterboarded her until she coughed all that shit up.
We drowned Mariah to
and
bring her back.
That didn't happen.
When your son was born,
excuse me,
fucking stool.
He was beautiful because he was in the image of your mother and all of those that you love so much, a Myconid himself.
He looked like a
Did he come from her dead body?
Michael just said this is the only one where everything has been true so far, and I'm scared this part's true too.
She did not give birth to him, no, but she did make him.
She what?
She did make him.
Oh yeah, well I knew that.
He grew out of her back. And when he was ready, he began to walk.
Oh no.
And eventually when your gentleman caller did come and offer his hand.
Don't you love it when your zit grows legs and just comes right out
Jesse,
of your back?
can you shut the fuck up?
It's Postulio.
Your mother gave you her blessing to marry this man.
How many goats did he trade for me in return?
None, child, for you will follow him to his home, and you will spread more of my message to all of those in the city.
That ain't gonna be the only thing he's spreading.
And when you are taken back to his home, he sets you up in the most beautiful room, where you are able to play with her children all day, to make more of your own, and to even take others, those who do not believe, the heretics, sorry, and put her will into them and make them something new and beautiful.
Oh my god.
Spore shock therapy.
Yeah, and when your work is done, of course, you're let back into your special room, and the gate is closed, and you just had the life that you dreamed of, spreading her good word for years.
Yeah.
And years.
Uh-huh.
And years.
Yeah. How many kids I got
until unfortunately, as all fungus must, you took root.
That's disgusting.
Return to the earth.
And propped up in your cage, your room, your body became a garden for your mother, for Zugtmoy herself.
Hannibal.
And now
This is very Hannibal. You're absolutely right.
all day, every day, for the rest of time, you get to continue to make new wonderful things in her image.
This is so nice. Thank you.
Wow, awesome.
And it isn't until you see an odd sight. Well, see is kind of a relative term at this point. Where you
There's a
sense,
funny little gnome over there making stuff with you.
you see a very old, kind of crooked creature walking into your room, into your chamber, your workspace. You swear to God he looks familiar, but you cannot place who he is. He almost looks like a some of your children have told you about owls, though his feathers are gray and ratty. He walks with the assistance of a large walking stick, and when he comes inside, kind of hunched over, he kind of mumbles out loud to himself. He's talked about how he traced the spores, he found the seed bed, he found where all of this was coming from, but he can't find her. And you hear him say, "Mariah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." As he just kind of like looks around and just finally you remember. You're Mariah. This is Zion. This is your brother. He must have been looking for you. It's also obvious now you must have been taken advantage of. Your mother was lying to you this whole time. This is not real. This isn't correct. Of course, you can't say any of that. Because your body has long decayed underneath this mound of demon fungus. And as the decrepit old Zion walks unknowingly right past you, you cannot call out to say that you're there.
You have no mouth and you must scream!
Scream!
As you hear your mother speak to you again, it is a shame, yes, to let go of your mortal connections.
Fuck you.
But all of the good you've done to spread so far and infect so many.
That was so fucking good. Okay.
Why would you even bother with the mortals when you have become part of the great Aramaichus below?
Because they can't love me. They can't look for me and search for me.
But they do, and they found you.
The bond of a twin is stronger than this. It transcends whatever this is.
But what of your children?
I don't
Would
want
you
them.
abandon them?
I don't want them. They aren't mine.
Send him to the home.
These are not my babies.
They are your babies of your flesh.
I've taken advantage of. I didn't want this.
You are deluded, child.
No.
Rest and all will be well.
No. You are. You're wrong.
Even if I was, you have no body left. Where back do you return?
I can finally rest. And then he'll be able to find me.
Yes, child. Rest. Your brother has failed. You already know. He
Shit, I
never
wish you'd
cared
take a
for you.
damn rest.
You speak as he does. Your mind is confused.
He's my damn twin. Of course I'm gonna speak like him. Let me out of this goddamn fungus. I didn't ask for this shit.
The more you swear, the more you start to remember. You were looking for Mariah, of course, not you. No, you're looking for her. You must be Zion.
She's still down there.
Yes. You have failed. She molds and rots. While you and Whisper bicker.
She can't be saved, but she needs to be put down. I need to go back. I can't let her suffer like that.
You can do nothing. You have failed. Just lie down.
The last thing my sister would want me to do is lay down and take it. You're a damn fool if you think I'm gonna die laying down. How would
Roll me
that
a wisdom
stand
save with.
dark still?
Hell yeah.
So
Roll me a
like-
wisdom save with advantage.
Oh, while you're rolling that, chat wants you to say babies again as Akamar.
So good.
Babies.
Oh.
22.
Hey.
As you are finally able to push back against this, you feel the fungus burst from your form as you stand tall against the effigy of a horned figure standing in the corner of the operating room, which then sloughs to the floor as well, and you wake up on a filthy floor. Tewa.
For me?
For me?
I've had to sit here in anticipation. I'm anxious now.
Anticipation.
Patience.
Babies.
Yours is yours is straightforward.
Sure.
Tewa, as you are exploring, you find a small altar, which is slightly kind of worn down by time and neglect, and it wouldn't be proper to leave it in that state. So, as you kind of take to cleaning it, and sort of make your offering, you just sort of sit and have time to be with your thoughts, which you've done every day since you can remember. And today is no different. You know, you've been doing this for 15 years at least, ever since you were able to, say the name Raven Queen.
That was my first word.
Raven.
Raven Queen.
My mom bitch slapped me.
Yeah.
Don't say that goddamn name in our house.
But as soon as you were able to walk out of the walls unaided, you made your pilgrimage to the tower every day. And as you're sitting there now beneath that old gnarled oak, tying another feather to a strand, hoping that it will appease her, you start to realize just how late it's gotten. And as you very quickly kind of gather your things and make your way back down the hill, you remember the city guards warning about the fact that the mists are rolling in quicker and closer every day.
Mm-hmm.
So as you kind of rush your way back to the city, you can't help but feel like this kind of dampness on your skin. as you must realize now that the mist has closed in all around you.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel the rushing of phantasmal forms all about you as you almost feel like you're bumping into things, like physical things, creatures, or people even, as you're frantically rushing past this kind of wasteland, trying to make your way back behind the walls where it's safe. And eventually you hear shrieking, angry, violent shrieking from above and below and all around you, as you feel claws rake at your back and you fall.
Failed my dexterity roll.
Yeah, unfortunately. You fall to the ground. What do you do?
If I can recall correctly, I think Tewa gets slashed. He hits the floor. I think he tries to get a sense of where that thing was, and I think he tries to like roll out of the way before it can try to get him while he's down.
Okay, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Woo! Hey, I know how to do those properly now. That's a 9.
Well, yeah, as you kind of like roll, you are still clipped by the claw as it tries to grab down into you, and you feel just like a needle of a talon embed itself in your shoulder as you try to roll out of the way, but are stopped and placed back down. And you hear that shrieking again from above, like the sound of a harpy, as it gets closer and closer, and farther and farther and farther. As this creature, whatever it is still standing over you, just kind of snarling down toward you. You hear like a, and then you are splattered with blood as this thing howls in pain, standing over you, and scampers away. And as you finally begin to lose consciousness, you hear shouting. There's one over here. Come on, get him back. And eventually you wake up in your bedchamber, bandaged. And as you kind of like wake up and figure out, your surroundings, what do you do? What do you do to make yourself to make yourself known, basically?
I think he kind of pats around. For those of you in the chat, Tewa's blind, if you don't know.
Yes.
I think he tests the kind of severity of the wound before thinking to get up, because I think.
Yeah, and go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think in Tewa's mind, he's worried about his mother being angry.
Yeah, as you begin to pat around and you move that shoulder, the wound is so bad. It almost like it gives you that shock that makes you kind of fall back into the bed for a moment. And as you have that thought, like, mom's gonna be pissed, you hear a voice from beside your bed. Well, glad to see you're awake.
Oh, Mother?
Yes, boy. What in the hells were you doing beyond the wall?
I didn't sense you or hear you.
Sense me?
He's still weird.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't. I would have thought I felt you on the bed.
Felt me, yes. Well, if you could sense such things, you'd think you have the sense to obey my orders. What are you doing outside the castle?
Doing what I always do?
What you always do?
Outside of my chores, yes. I was paying tribute.
Tribute?
He bites his bottom lip at that.
Yes.
Tribute to whom?
The Raven Queen.
For fuck's sake, Tewa!
You feel he flinches at that.
Besides the fact that there is nothing outside of your chores. You do not go to that heretic bitch's tower. You do not. You can just feel that she is spitting mad, and you can literally feel it as you get globules of saliva probably flecked onto your face.
I think he probably freezes up at that point and gets kind of a deadpan expression.
What's that, Tewa? You're just going to be silent now? You're not going to stick up for yourself?
I suppose you would like me to apologize.
Shut up. What I want you to do is to do your chores so that we are not foisted from where we are. Is that so hard? That is the one thing I ask you to do. And then you go out behind my back, behind His Majesty's back, and offer tribute to the heretic bitch. You are forbidden from ever leaving these castle grounds again. I would have thought that was implicit, but if you need to hear it, I will say it. If you need chains, I shall fetch them. Do I make myself clear?
If you have
Tewa!
If you have to chain me, you can. It's not going to stop how I feel.
How do you feel? And how do you feel?
Like my shoulder hurts. And that I've upset you, and you don't want to deal with me anymore?
It's not about what I want, Tewa. The gods long abandoned what I wanted. We're both here now. And we have duties to this castle, to this kingdom, and to our Lord. I always knew you had some passing fancy about... Perhaps it's time you learned your place.
Mother, if you just tried to talk to her, you might feel some solace.
I have tried to talk to her. I prayed to her the day you were born. I prayed for her to take you. She didn't answer me now, and she won't answer me now. Now. Shit.
Then why did you just don't... Why don't you just let me leave then? And then I won't bother you anymore.
Because... Never you mind that. Stick to your chores.
Stop. You're contradicting yourself.
She slaps you hard.
Oh.
You don't say that to a clear narcissist.
He's not a beta
Stop
male.
moving that You're going to be carrying the basins tomorrow. I love you, Tewa.
No, you
No!
don't.
But what was that?
No, you don't.
Well, perhaps you're not lame in the head, too. And she walks out. And you are given the day off, mercifully, to recover.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, you are moving the basins. And so it goes.
Good thing I'm a monk in this iteration, so I have some strength.
And eventually, after a couple more months, your mother falls ill. Very. And on her deathbed, she speaks to you and she says, I know we haven't always seen eye to eye. But there's something I must tell you.
Is there anyone else
I'm
here?
blind.
Is there anyone else here? No. Like always, it's just the two of you.
I'm assuming he's probably kneeling by her or whatever, and he's probably trying to tend to her, her bedding or whatever. Do I feel anything?
Do you feel anything? Roll me a perception check.
18.
18. You feel something odd. You feel just something odd about her. Obviously, she took ill very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Faster than you anticipated.
With the strychnine in her tea.
I'm sorry, Mother.
Yeah.
You have nothing to tell me.
Smother.
Shh.
But she, you just, something feels wrong. But it's probably just the fact that you're so upset.
Oh, that
is what it must be.
That I'm upset. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, she's the only person who ever loved you.
Sure, even though she said that she didn't love me, but I'll
well, you know,
she's on her
sometimes...
deathbed, and yeah, and people say things on their deathbed.
Well, people say things sometimes when they're upset, and you were always a bad child.
Oh, okay. I was always the bad child. Sure.
Yes. And Tewa,
I will say
Tewa in character, you know this. Like a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
He would be the one character who wouldn't. You know that.
Yeah, you can feel however you feel that you want to feel.
Sure.
But she will say on her deathbed, basically, she explains that you have met your father because your father is the king. But it would be unseemly for the king to have an offspring such as you, out of wedlock and damaged and all.
Is that why you prayed for the Raven Queen to take me away?
I just thought that if you were gone, we could continue on, he and I. He must be so ashamed.
Yeah.
Is your dying wish to have me finally leave, Mother? So that way he doesn't have to be burdened by my existence.
He can't be burdened. My dying wish is for you to suffer as you have made me suffer.
Oh, there goes the heel turn.
And she dies.
Good.
It's pretty sudden.
As Tay was just like, okay, I guess that's fine. I probably would have killed her next turn.
Probably kill you tomorrow.
No, I imagine that she says that, and he just kind of, he looks sad, and just kind of grabs the blankets and kind of pulls them over her head, and then prays to the Raven Queen.
You do still pray. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that for years your prayers have gone unanswered, and even when you were in the verge of death, after giving her tribute, she didn't even give a shit to come to you then. Kind of makes you wonder what the point of devotion is.
Good things happen to those who help themselves first.
But what have you helped yourself to? Your mother's food, her bedding, her, what have you done to earn her love? Clearly nothing.
She doesn't have to love him back in return. That is always how her worshippers are. She never asks for worshippers.
Right. Yeah. As you justify all this to yourself, wrongly, but still, you continue on, and you find yourself in the morning promoted to her old position, and for the next several years, well, about 20, you are one of the finest, well, besides the whole blindness thing. I want to tell the chat that this is me being in character and not how I feel as the DM. So but anyway, you're a passable maid for the castle.
Oh, I'm a maid. Cool.
Well, whatever. They don't bother with a title as long as the shit's
Maid
clean.
dress Tewa? No way.
Wait a minute.
Am I my sister's maid?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is a maid AU. You are
What cute little outfits.
you are what your mother was, which is basically the laundress is the wrong word, but you make sure that you take care of the cleaning and the bedding of, yes, the royal bedchambers. But you are never permitted to be there at the same time as their family.
Sure.
Ever. And as you kind of continue on, like there's just one day when like the whole kingdom is celebrating.
But I'm not, because I'm Cinderella.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you are Cinderella. Yeah. This is the Tewa Cinderella bad end.
Cinderella.
The whole kingdom celebrates because he is risen. He has returned.
The Dusk Lord.
The Dusk Lord.
Wow.
And it isn't long before he and the princess, who I guess is like your sister, which is kind of funny, are wed.
But I was never allowed to talk to her, I'm sure.
Never once. Never once
Never
spoke
allowed
to her.
to talk to her. Okay.
Never once. Never ever once. But yeah, you they are wed and are quite happy. And of course, with any new regime, changes have to be made. And one day while you were filling the basins in the garden, you hear a cracking of stone. And you know where it's coming from, because clearly somebody is demolishing the shrine to the Raven Queen in the courtyard. What do you do?
I'm like 40 something at this point, right? I mean, but I guess I'm a Shadarkai, so I'm still in my fucking prime.
Exactly.
I've lived a life of utter squalor where no one gives a shit about my existence. But I still kept praying, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the few good things in my existence is being taken away. Well, time to go postal.
Okay, what do you do?
Go postal?
I'm gonna go postal. I'm 40. I need to have like a 10th life crisis.
Cool, fun, yeah, great. Explain.
I think he goes over and he susses out who is demolishing everything.
Royal Guards.
Royal Guards, cool, awesome. I'm gonna proclaim, hey, not on my watch, asshole.
And who the fuck are you?
Just go along the lines of, oi, what's all this then?
What's all this saying?
Dusk Lord's orders. Piss off.
I suppose I'm no one.
And I'm assuming I also never got my military training.
That's true, yeah.
I don't care. I'm still a level 1 monk, so I'm gonna get owned by the guards, guys.
Oh, honey, you're a commoner. It's fine. But yeah, you just attack?
Yeah, because I think by this point he's suicidal, and probably he's like, well, if I die, I can finally be with the Raven Queen.
Right, yeah, and you attack, and it catches them off guard. You are able to kind of topple one of them very quickly. Roll me an athletics check.
12.
With a 12, with the fact that he's surprised, you are able to take that small hammer that he was using to just kind of chip away at this thing, and bash his skull in.
yeah, cool. I killed one person before I get executed.
And yeah, you bash his skull in, absolutely. Destroy it, like
Nice.
splatter it.
I like this.
And just as
You
you're
did
about
it.
to begin to fight off the others, you are immediately swarmed.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Of course. And
I'm
the
gonna
next
scream like a
few-
crazy person. Like I'm gonna scream like some sort of like decree about the Raven Queen.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you do that, and like we the audience see like a couple of noble people just kind of like scoff and like shake their heads at the subway screamer, which is always how that happens.
The end is nigh.
Yeah.
The Dark Star.
But you, I mean, the next few hours are a blur as you are soundly beaten about the head and neck with a club. And you awaken in the presence of an unfamiliar figure. Tall, imposing. You could swear this person has horns just based on the vibe that you're kind of getting. Like you get this kind of like weird shimmery like radar sense.
They're
of who this
horny.
person is.
Sewa
Yes,
thinks.
they're horny. Great, perfect.
Andromeda finally gets what they want.
And as this person kind of looks down at you, you can sense, you can just feel a sneer kind of roll across their face as your head is cleft from your body.
Hey, fucking dead.
And when your consciousness leaves that place and you go to your embrace, you wander again. You make that pilgrimage to the Fortress of Memories, and as you walk through the halls and make it to the Queen's chamber, you walk through the doors, and I do literally mean through. You just apparition your way through the doors.
I'm a wraith from Phasmophobia.
And you see her at last, and I do mean see. You see her at last sitting on her throne.
Oh my gosh.
Ethereal, gorgeous, ephemeral, beautiful. And she kind of silently looks at you as you begin to walk forward.
Fine.
No, he's gonna kneel.
He kneels. What do you do?
He puts his head down to the floor as best as a ghost can.
Yes.
And he will say,
Everything is worth it for that one glance. My apologies if I looked out of line.
Rise.
he rises, but I think he keeps his head down.
Why come you here?
I'm fucking dead.
Fucking dead, I got Corelli.
I couldn't stand your altar to be destroyed in Duskrit. And I suppose I paid that price.
A foolish thing to waste a life on.
His brows kind of kink a little at that.
What?
I'm sorry, my lady. I know that you don't seek worship.
I do not seek those that wish to garner my favor by throwing life away. For death is worth nothing, if not at the end of a lived life. Do you think I would welcome you into my embrace? For the love of a few feathers and baubles?
No.
Wait, what?
For the sacrifice of an early life over a stone altar made by heretics.
His head hangs down a little bit. And his brows furrow.
I suppose you could call me selfish then.
I do. And a fool.
Are you going to chain me up with the other spirits?
Why would I waste the fetters? Be on your way. The mists are ever growing. With those I have no place for.
No.
What?
No.
His head kind of looks off to the side.
I never was in these halls.
What do you say?
Oh, there it is. It's gonna happen.
This isn't real.
You dare speak to your queen this way?
I would never speak to my queen this way.
He kind of squints up at the ceiling.
I dare say that the death that you gave me was very generous. Much more generous than what you actually did.
He looks back towards where she's sitting there.
And you can see sitting on her throne a gaunt black figure with no eyes, no mouth, and hideous, gnarled, twisting antlers.
You are a clever one.
You didn't try hard enough.
True. For I see no purpose in't. You march freely to your death.
And I say you're scared.
What have I to fear?
Emptiness.
I am emptiness.
Then why do you try so hard to fill it with things?
He steps forward.
That's all you do. You're trying to fill it with souls. Pawns. Life. Blending everything together. Like some sort of cosmic stew. I think that you're afraid of being alone. That's why you're trying to bring everything together into this mishmash. You endure.
He stops.
Brother?
Roll me an insight check. It's gonna be a difficult one.
Maybe I'll use my inspiration.
Still got
27.
combat coming to the
I didn't even use the insight. I didn't do.
Yeah, you did. That's insight.
Oh, I didn't use my inspiration because I didn't roll
Well,
twice.
then don't bother. Fuck me. I mean, this thing's inscrutable face expresses in some way surprised that you know about such a thing.
Oh no.
You are quite clever. Though I think you had help.
I did. From allies that I would not have expected. And yet, here I am. And here you are. Still alone.
I am not here. I will be reunited soon. Whereas you will feel emptiness at last. For you are wrong. You are in these halls. This one, in fact, though your lady waits not, only a beast. Free her if you can. It means nothing in the end. The two will be one, and you will be nowhere.
So you want to have everything but me in it? That's selfish.
He's being mean to it.
Finally, we see eye to eye.
No, we don't.
You will.
As his form fades from the chair. And Tewa, of course you awaken. On a stone floor. Filthy. You and the floor are both filthy.
Sweet.
I want to do a time check. Are we okay with going possibly significantly over? No?
Oh, I've got to get up early tomorrow and be at the farm.
Okay. That's okay. As you awaken in this room, this grand hall, at the end of which is a throne. But that's not the thing that's the most interesting. You see the tattered carpet you lie on, and as you all kind of gain your wits and stand, for those of you who do and recognize each other's presence, you see a hulking, hideous creature in chains near the throne. This beast appears avian in nature, though hanging from its form are tatters of black vestiges and tendrils that are indistinguishable from the body of the monster. It appears hurt isn't the right word, but
Suffering,
anguished, as it is
Weeping.
Yes, weeping from all over its body.
Yep.
Like from all the sores and whatnot, as its chains clink and rattle for just a bit as it begins to like raise its head slightly, and you hear this like hideous like noise as its massive beak scrapes the cobbles underneath it as it strains to lift its head. You all hear the sounds of crows and ravens from above you, as you see perched up on the massive columns adorning the room, more of those harpies, those avian emaciated creatures.
oh, the shadow harpies.
The shadow harpies that you
Harpies.
followed here, that flew from the mist maw, just kind of cawing at seeing you awaken, almost as if they're waking up their master. And as you all kind of stand there, the four of you, and I do mean the four of you,
Oh no, Noelle failed.
you see this creature recognize you as its myriad eyes open, bulbous, red, pustulant, weeping, tears and pus, looking up at all of you, and it screams. Not in terror, but in rage, as it begins to thrash violently against its bindings, as it causes the harpies to shriek and caw even more, as the chains whip and tear out of the ground, as the creature stands to its full height as much as it can. It's impossible to know what this thing's body actually is. It's just a net of matted, bloody feathers. Its wings flare upwards, sending flecks of black ichor in every direction, as from its amorphous form, 6 wicked curved blades shimmer in the darkness. And that's where we're going to end it for this week.
God damn it, Taylor.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I have to be at the farm at 7:30 in the morning.
I did 100% steal the template for a very particular Bloodborne boss for this.
Yeah, I heard.
Var definitely said that in the chat.
Let me see.
No, as you started to describe it, I was like, yep.
Bloodborne music.
Yeah.
Even after I said the Bloodborne
Once again,
music
Var
cues.
has predicted.
Always. I mean, you should know by now that I've never played Bloodborne, which is probably why I like it so much.
It's one of those
That's
games
valid.
that you just play. You just let other people play it.
Exactly.
So that we don't get angry.
Yeah.
I played it. I got halfway through it and then I stopped because it was hard.
Yep. You guys have finished the trial of the Raven Queen. Well, whatever perverted form of it took.
Fucked up trial of the.
I had a great time. I imagine the reason why Teo went postal is because he's like, I'm gonna fast track this.
You guys did great. I loved the scenes. I loved the role play. I thought it was fucking fantastic. Get ready for a fucking fight next week, guys.
We're gonna die.
As we are going to finish this fight, and then we will use the rest of that episode to kind of do the wrap up of this little saga, and then launch back into the rest of book 4.
You mean the pirate adventure?
Yeah, we're gonna be pirates again, guys.
When do we get to kill Gil? That's what I want to know.
Dude, who do you fucking think is the final boss of book 4?
I thought the
Yes.
Kraken was the final boss of book 4.
No, Kraken
It's
is.
both, my guy.
Stinky.
Squire!
Maybe. Anyway, you guys did great. I'm gonna give it to Jesse to fucking take us out properly.
Okay, so let's do a regular kind of goodbye for everybody. So we'll do a round robin. We'll say who we are, who we play, what was our favorite part, and where we can find you if you want to say that too. You don't have to. It's just, whatever. But at the very least, say what your favorite part is. I think that Michael took a lot of time to make very custom nightmares for all of us. So let's start with Taylor.
Hello, my name is Taylor. I played Mariah this episode. I don't know. I just thought that these were all so super well thought out, and the transitions were so fucking good. And
Thank
your
you.
voice acting was on point with the transitions of the voice, the characters' voices.
You
Akamar.
you can thank Erica for a lot of what happened tonight. Because
Erica!
I told them I told them, I'm like, okay, here's their fondest memories. How do I ruin them? And then we spitballed ideas for 2 hours. So they came up with most of the amazing shit that happened tonight.
Cool.
Aww, I love Erica.
I love our second secret GM.
Mm-hmm.
I love Erica. I trust her.
I love to mine them for ideas, especially because they never want. They never think that they have decent ones, but tonight was oh god, I need your help in making things horrid, and that's when all their horror love came out.
Oh, perfect! I've been waiting for this moment my entire life.
It's good.
I've been
spooky.
collecting knowledge for this very moment in time.
Awesome.
It was just fucking great. It was interesting that you had me play Mariah because Zion really didn't have much shit to go off of. That perspective was really nice. Because Zion's kind of one note, I guess.
He's not one note. It's. I wanted to fuck around
He's
with
two
the
notes. He's Yi and Ha.
I wanted to fuck around with the bond of twins that we talk about so much, but
Yeah.
rarely get to see.
That theme that's going on in this book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I figured what's the best way to torture Zion is to fucking
You're
make
right.
him
It was a very
make
good
him
job.
live through what happened to Mariah.
It was very good. I like old decrepit Zion. That's probably thinner than a sheet of paper. His bones are creaking as he walks.
He stared at the moon too long and now he has stars
Yeah,
in
he's
his
got the moon
eyes.
crazy. He's
Yeah.
got these milky eyes. But
Big
yeah, I
Secret of
freaking
Nim
enjoyed
vibes.
every minute of that session. You had me just fucking waiting for what bad shit was gonna happen in everyone's. Like, I'm gonna be real, I thought Nim's dad was going to execute him. When he grabbed the bow and arrow from him, that's why I was freaking out. I was like, his dad's gonna fucking kill him.
That would have been too easy.
I know, but I had a great time.
Akamar don't roll that way.
Akamar's like, no simple deaths here. But I had a great time. Thank you, Michael.
Yay! Thank you, Taylor. Let's go over to Var.
Hi, I made a fish out of the Sour Patch Kid. You know who else is that color? Keaton, who I played. They were a little baby. Literally, barely awakened, just a little lad. They really didn't want to do it that way, to make life that way. So, nah. My favorite part was, honestly, all, like, the shifts in tone between each memory. But the one that topped it, like, both times was the painfulness of nymphs.
Oh god, yeah.
Noel getting shot in the neck, and then that whole Squire Zone thing.
I'm so sorry I made Noel straight for all that.
It seemed very wrong.
It was very wrong, but it's what Nintendo would have wanted.
This is the Nintendo version.
Ew, the safe version.
If that's the version where he has a Charizard, I don't want it. What was no,
what?
I was gonna say, what was Jareth's nightmare?
No more.
You know
Barry.
Jera's not there.
No, she's not.
Jera is not coming in the Death Fortress with you.
I don't know. I just always assume she's just always following us.
She's chilling with the clerics outside.
They're feeding
Anyways,
her snacks.
She
I play on both Friday games, Vampire ! At the Disco, where I play a Bruja who had him in a tough time with that werewolf fight.
Woo!
Thanks to compulsion for Brujas, making me get -2 to all my fucking rolls. And then you can catch me playing Immortal Odyssey this upcoming Friday, where I play the Psychopompa Children, who's gonna have a fun time round traveling, maybe. I don't know, we're doing a little funny split off.
World tour
Where this train heist, we need to figure out what the hell it is.
What is train?
I
What
never
is
saw the
Train
second
turning
Trolls
into
movie,
a
but I'm pretty
snake?
sure that's what it's gonna be like.
It's actually kind of cute.
I love the first one, so I gotta see World Tour.
We watch it one night.
Thank you so much, Var. I'm gonna go over to Julian.
Hi, I'm Julian, and I played Assassin McSasserstein. I kind of liked him having a bit more confidence in this situation, because I think, like, Tewa in his mind is like, I've been doing this for so long, and clearly the prophecy says that we're gonna do it, so therefore...
I had a feeling, because, like, yeah, Tewa's been preparing his whole fucking life to talk shit to this guy.
Yeah, so I really liked how Tewa was kind of like, you're lonely. And the big bad's like, shut up!
He finally got to use all those burns he's been preparing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know, all the conversations that you imagine having in the shower where you win.
Yeah, but instead it's just him, like, praying. I did say that all of my snark was to hide the whole mother narcissism thing. That was, yes, definitely potentially triggering for me, considering my own mother. But
yeah, I gave all the players a warning. I apologize if it went far, and I apologize to the chat for forgetting to warn you.
No, it's fine. It wasn't what I had expected, because I thought you were gonna just have, like, Burb be like, ew, I hate you, you're stinky. But I think the mom thing fit thematically wise.
I also figure, like, I didn't necessarily expect to go that far with it, because here's the thing, like, I had, and this is a peek behind the screen, I had written down for each person's memory, or, like, trial segment, how I fuck up their fondest memory.
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. Like the rest of it was just us figuring it out together. So the fact that the mom was there just kind of happened. All I knew that I wanted to is like, well, the easiest way to fuck up Tewa's life is to have him, the Raven Queen, never visit him.
Yeah, that's fair. But I will say that my favorite part, and yeah, the most agony, was definitely Nim's, because I was like, no, Nim doesn't deserve that.
Like we all
It
had a
fucking
visceral
hurt.
reaction when Noelle got
Everybody-
shot.
Everybody really did not like.
I thought Noelle died.
I thought he did too.
I thought Noelle was gonna die, and that Nim would have to live with the guilt